The following is a presentation of Max Sports. Time now for sports on Max 98.3, your sports leader. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Paladin Legacy Advisory Group, Hoosier Food Services, Marian University's Ancilla College, Oliver Ford, Coca-Cola, A&M Home Services, Bourbon Street Pizza, Johnson Danielson Funeral Home, The Auto Park, First Source Bank, and First Federal Savings Bank. The Paladin Legacy Advisory Group pregame show is on the way.
Why does the IHSAA often refer to high school sports as the second classroom?
Because it's where student athletes learn valuable life lessons that will guide them through the rest of their lives. I'm Chris Kaufman, a former Northwestern High School Tiger.
And I'm Brian Lewis, a proud Jasper Wildcat. We're both assistant commissioners of the Indiana High School Athletic Association.
We're also both educators and former student athletes, so we understand great teachers and coaches are the key to receiving a great education.
Thank you to every educator across the state of Indiana for the efforts and sacrifices you make each day to set Hoosier students up for success in life.
And thank you to the many teachers who also coach high school sports, ensuring their athletic programs always emphasize education first.
Support the educators behind education-based athletics by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events.
This is the second classroom. This is education-based athletics. This is your IHSAA.
Live from the beautiful campus of Culver Military Academy, Max 98.3 Sports is proud to present Indiana High School football. Hi again, everyone. Tony Ross, as we welcome you to this afternoon's matchup between the Culver Academy Eagles and the Hammond Morton Governors. Along with Doug Griffith, Tony Ross, it is a wonderful and gorgeous Saturday morning still, as it's a very special day down here at the Culver campus. It is Parents' Day, which means this town is going to be buzzing from now till tonight and into tomorrow as well. It's always a great time, as a lot of folks have traveled and made their way here to see their kids. On top of that, there's tons of activities, including a big ceremony that's happening right now, even as we speak, as they are dedicating this beautiful new Eagles Stadium, even as we speak behind us. And all the donors that have put money into this facility in the last 10 years to get this up and going, it has now finally come to a culmination, and my goodness, is this place pretty special.
Yeah, it is first class, Tony, through and through. And, not many high school press boxes have the elevators and usually it's just a wide open press area, and we broadcast, amongst scorekeepers, timekeepers, and we have our own booth up here. And like you said, a special ribbon cutting ceremony ongoing as we speak to dedicate this press box. Just a beautiful facility on an incredible campus, and boy, you look out beyond the field turf, and the leaves are starting to change.
Just definitely
a gorgeous fall day, and football in the air, and we're going to see two teams that are just salivating for a W today.
Yeah, the Hammond Morton Governors, they come in with a record of no wins and 7 losses on the season, while the Eagles come in at 1 win and 6 losses on a 6-game skid. The Eagles have really been decimated by injuries throughout from after the first game we did when they took on the the Indianapolis Tech team. They've been struggling, and of course they've lost their starting quarterback. You name it, they've lost a starter somewhere at some point in time by as many as 6 starters that have been out of the lineup. And so what it's done is it's forced a quick youth movement, and a lot of the young kids have had to grow up real quick playing varsity football, some not having varsity experience, and it's just been a season of catch-up for this Eagle squad.
Yeah, and Coach Andy Dorrell will be the first to tell you, many high school programs just don't have the depth to suffer some of the injuries that they've had to suffer, and so as a result, like you alluded to, you've got players that are learning under fire, and you hope for the Eagles program that this bodes well in the future, because some guys are getting a lot of varsity experience that had this team remained healthy would not have gotten a lot of these varsity snaps. But at the same time, growing pains are tough, and I know this has been trying on Coach Doral and his staff. Anytime you lose 6 in a row, like you said, I've lost every game since that season opener. We had them down here for the Marion game, and that was a competitive game. They ended up losing by a couple touchdowns, but again, offense in that game was at a premium for Culver, so they've got to find a way to score points. And you look at this Morton team, and sure, they haven't won any games, but one glance at their schedule, they have played some really good competition, to say the least.
Portage, Hanover Central, Elkhart, Indianapolis Cathedral. Those are not exactly pony boy kind of programs. They are legit, and they're having great seasons. And so this Governor team has been tested, but they've also gone through a little stretch of injuries themselves. And one thing that Mac Mishler has been able to do so far in his third year is keep everybody together. And, boy, when you have an injury-riddled season, trying to do that alone becomes almost a top priority, as opposed to teaching these kids the X and O's.
Yeah, it's really tough when you're on any kind of losing streak, and especially here you are, mid-October, and you haven't won a football game, and all the hours and time you put into this sport. Like you said, it's very challenging for coaching staffs that seasons have not gone the way they would have wanted them to keep everyone together, keep that team chemistry good. And as you would imagine with a winless football team in Morton, they do some things that sort of do not help their cause. I mean, today they've got to tackle better, got to limit the penalties. Turnovers have been a problem. But again, as you said, Tony, when you have a lot of injuries and guys are lining up that you wouldn't necessarily expect to line up this early in their career, you're going to have some of those mistakes.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy a Saturday early morning with our pregame show leading up to a noon kickoff here at Oliver Field. And if you're around the area, hey, listen, this ball game's free. Come by and catch these two in action at one of the most beautiful towns in the state of Indiana on a sunshiny day, a very fall-looking day, too. So we've got football just a little bit, but right now we'll continue with our Pound & Legacy Advisor Group pregame show. When we come back, it'll be our injury report presented by Hoosier Food Services. Don't go away.
Need some printing done? T-shirts made printing done? Invitations. Don't get them done by the other guys. Keep it local by calling Bowen Printing right here in Plymouth, serving Marshall and surrounding counties. Bowen Printing, well, we're just not commercial printing. We also offer great pricing on banners, signs, promotional products, T-shirts, canvas prints, posters, custom wedding and graduation invitations. Bowen Printing is also your local FedEx shipping center and can handle all of your mailing needs. Call Bowen today at 936-3924. Come see them at 200 South Michigan Street in Plymouth. Bowen Printing, where service, smiles, and custom creations are what we specialize in since 1943. McDonald's restaurants in Plymouth and Bremen, Indiana are now owned and operated by local residents Bill and Flo Bolt. Bolt Enterprises are proud to own and operate all 4 McDonald's restaurants in Marshall County. Become part of the McDonald's family today with Bolt Enterprises McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome back here to the beautiful confines of Culver Academy. It is a gorgeous, sunshiny start about ready to wrap up the morning hours and get ready for some lunch. Speaking of lunch, boy, they got a great food spread here to celebrate all the alumni here, so hopefully we'll be able to sneak one or two.
It's a good day.
Yeah,
right?
That's what I think. That's what I'm thinking, at least. But no, it is, again, just a great day here for some football, and we're glad that you tuned in and be part of the fun here. Let's take a look at our Hoosier Food Services Injury Report presented by Hoosier Food Services. Big or small, let Hoosier Food Services cater your next event. Proud to support and serve all our troops across the United States. All right, let's take a look at the injury report. Well, like we said, this Culver Academy team has really been decimated by injuries all season long, and they're not out of the woods yet. They still got 4 starters that they'd like to get back. Jack Rogers, Johnny Booth, Henry Martello being the biggest one, and A.J. Wood, they are all not eligible to play due to injury. But Henry Martello getting close, the Hinsdale, Illinois product, who's a 6'4", 260-pound senior starter, has been missed and missed sorely. And you're hoping that they're going to be able to get him back on the field before it's too late, as the sectionals are a couple of weeks away, as a matter of fact. But coming back to the lineup is their starting quarterback, Mike McColgan, a 5'11", 170-pound sophomore out of Cincinnati, Ohio. He has thrown for a total of 200-plus yards, I think it is, if my stats are correct when I was looking at it. He's thrown the ball 64 times, or 131 times, and completed 64 passes. So this kid is pretty good when it comes to throwing the football, and it'll be interesting to see how they're going to be looking here after it's all said and done today. So that is the injury report. Also back, I should say one more, is Vinny Freeman, the South Bend product, a 5'9", 185-pound freshman. So these are two that are back, along with Trey Schumacher, Beaver Dam, Wisconsin receiver, and also plays in the secondary. So he is back. So those are three major starters that are back in the maroon and white, getting a chance to play today. So that's your injury report presented by Hoosier Food Services. Hoosier Food Services. They cater to our troops all over America. And if you got a catering event, give them a call today. When we come back, we'll hear from Coach Andy Dorrell as the pregame show continues after this timeout.
Are you having a party but don't have the time to make all the food necessary? For big or small events, contact Hoosier Food Services. They're also part of Bob's Cafeteria Food Truck Catering. You want to treat your employees for lunch? Let Bob's Cafeteria Food Truck take care of it. Visit HoosierFoodServices.com for your catering menu. You can pick up or they can deliver. Each event can come with their professionally trained staff to assist you in the day's event. Hoosier Food Services are proud to feed our troops all over the United States. Stop in at Hoosier Food Services World Headquarters at 610 East Jefferson Street in Plymouth, or visit HoosierFoodServices.com for more information. Culver's Portside Marina handles all water recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has it in stock. From sampan, aqua patio, and sweetwater pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver Portside Marina can help. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 842-5000. Culver Portside Marina.
Tonight's show brought to you by our great friends at Marion University San Silo College, as it's a pleasure to be here on a Saturday at the beautiful confines of Oliver Field. Brand new press box, a whole new stadium. Dedication is going to be taking place. We're honoring the seniors, and it is family weekend here at this beautiful campus. It's just great to be with you, and it's also great to be with my dear friend Andy Dorrell, head coach of the Academy Eagles. Coach, when you look up in Wikipedia 2022, and the first thing that's going to pop up is Culver Military Academy, it's been one of those unique years where you've just been bitten by the injury bug in key spots. But yet, here we are, still coaching them up. Your kids are still playing hard. The results may not be what you want to be, but in the last few handful of games, you've been in games.
We base everything that we do on relationships, and we build relationships with young men. We talk about the strength of our locker room. I've been so proud of our kids, of how they've just answered the challenge each week. Our schedule's been tough, and they haven't backed down. We've had guys get injured, and we have new guys step up. Just really grateful for the young men that we get to coach here at the Academy.
Good news, you're going to have maybe a couple faces back going into today's game, and they're going to be game time decisions. But, the fact of the matter is, it's encouraging knowing the fact you got some key players that are ready to come back.
Yeah, it's going to really help our depth. How much they play is yet to be determined, but, the course the game develops and how we can integrate those guys into our schemes and how comfortable they are. They weren't able to practice until Thursday this week, but full go. So we're really anxious to see how they respond to the challenge that we had this.
Are you having a party but don't have the time to make all the food necessary? For big or small events, contact Hoosier Food Services. They're also part of Bob's Cafeteria Food Truck Catering. You want to treat your employees for lunch? Let Bob's Cafeteria Food Truck take care of it. Visit HoosierFoodServices.com for your catering menu. You can pick up or they can deliver. Each event can come with their professionally trained staff to assist you in the day's event. Hoosier Food Services are proud to feed our troops all over the United States. Stop in at Hoosier Food Services World Headquarters at 610 East Jefferson Street in Plymouth, or visit HoosierFoodServices.com for more information.
Has the cost of your printing company handcuffed you financially? Are you tired of them missing your deadlines? Well, that's why TCP in Plymouth has your solution. This third-generation company since 1959 has now locked out their competition with a new digital printing unit called the Savin Digital Press. This digital printer has revolutionized the printing industry and is now at TCP in Plymouth. They can do 4-color printing on anything from business cards, short-run brochures, pocket folders, to posters. And right now, TCP wants you to bring in a competitive quote, and they'll match or beat that price. Call TCP at 936-9505 to change your business look. TCP, changing the printing industry one satisfied customer at a time.
McDonald's restaurants in Plymouth and Bremen, Indiana are now owned and operated by local residents Bill and Flo Bolt. Bolt Enterprises are proud to own and operate all 4 McDonald's restaurants in Marshall County. Become part of the McDonald's family today with Bolt Enterprises McDonald's.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Here's a tip from Oliver Ford Lincoln. You'll look great pulling up to the next Plymouth Pilgrims game, whether it be varsity football, basketball, or tennis. The friendly folks at Oliver Ford Lincoln have the pre-owned vehicle that you've been looking for. We've got cream puffs, pampered and polished. Also, one-owner executive vehicles driven by the boss of the firm. We call that a brass hat. Plus, you'll get a cash offer, and we'll buy your used car outright. For a great pre-owned vehicle at a great price, now is the time to see Oliver Ford Lincoln in Plymouth.
In a world where there's so many ways to get your news, stay connected by finding out information about your school, local news, along with sports and current events. With a subscription to the Pilot News, we bring you everything you need to know right at your fingertips or on your doorstep. Call Circulation today and ask for their monthly special. Call 574-936-3101 today. The Pilot News, Marshall County's news source since 1851.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has it in stock. From sampan, aqua patio, and sweetwater pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver Portside Marina can help. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 842-5000. Culver Portside Marina.
Need some printing done? T-shirts made. How about invitations? Don't get them done by the other guys. Keep it local by calling Bowen Printing right here in Plymouth, serving Marshall and surrounding counties. Bowen Printing, well, we're just not commercial printing. We also offer great pricing on banners, signs, promotional products, T-shirts, canvas prints, posters, custom wedding and graduation invitations. Bowen Printing is also your local FedEx shipping center and can handle all of your mailing needs. Call Bowen today at 936-3924 or come see them at 200 South Michigan Street in Plymouth. Bowen Printing, where service, smiles, and custom creations are what we specialize in since 1943.
Has the cost of your printing company handcuffed you financially? Are you tired of them missing your deadlines? Well, that's why TCP in Plymouth has your solution. This third-generation company since 1959 has now locked out their competition with a new digital printing unit called the Savin Digital Press. This digital printer has revolutionized the printing industry and is now at TCP in Plymouth. They can do 4-color printing on anything from business cards, short-run brochures, pocket folders, to posters. And right now, TCP wants you to bring in a competitive quote, and they'll match or beat that price. Call TCP at 936-9505 to change your business look. TCP, changing the printing industry one satisfied customer at a time. Culver's Portside Marina handles all water recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has it in stock. From sampan, aqua patio, and sweetwater pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver Portside Marina can help. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 842-5000. Culver Portside Marina.
Coach McPherson, do you know why you always hold a special place in my heart?
Why's that, Paul?
Because you showed me that I could do great things beyond the basketball court. I'm Paul Knighty, Commissioner of the IHSAA, and this is Hall of Famer Herb McPherson, my basketball coach from North Posey High School. Mentors like Coach McPherson play a critical role in the development of young people.
Mentors show us what we're capable of. They challenge us to grow. They help us reach our full potential.
And they set the bar high, higher than we've set for ourselves. Coach, you did that for me.
Thanks, Paul. That's what's great about high school sports. It gives student-athletes some of the most meaningful mentors they'll ever have in their lives.
Thank you for being that mentor for me, Coach. Let's all support the role of life-changing mentors by buying a ticket to your high school's athletic events.
This is encouragement. This is empowerment. This is your IHSAA.
Need some printing done? T-shirts made. How about invitations? Don't get them done by the other guys. Keep it local by calling Bowen Printing right here in Plymouth, serving Marshall and surrounding counties. Bowen Printing, well, we're just not commercial printing. We also offer great pricing on banners, signs, promotional products, T-shirts, canvas prints, posters, custom wedding and graduation invitations. Bowen Printing is also your local FedEx shipping center and can handle all of your mailing needs. Call Bowen today at 936-3924 or come see them at 200 South Michigan Street in Plymouth. Bowen Printing, where service, smiles, and custom creations are what we specialize in since 1943.
Welcome to Marian University's newest location, Ancilla College of Marian University. Marian's newest campus location in Plymouth is your home for an on-campus college experience. From living in the dorms to being a collegiate student-athlete, Marian University is ranked third most innovative Midwest university by U.S. News & World Report. For more information about our 2- or 4-year degrees, go to www.marian.edu/Ancilla. That's www.marian.edu/Ancilla. Has the cost of your printing company handcuffed you financially? Are you tired of them missing your deadlines? Well, that's why TCP in Plymouth has your solution. This third-generation company since 1959 has now locked out their competition with a new digital printing unit called the Savin Digital Press. This digital printer has revolutionized the printing industry and is now at TCP in Plymouth. They can do 4-color printing on anything from business cards, short-run brochures, pocket folders, to posters. And right now, TCP wants you to bring in a competitive quote, and they'll match or beat that price. Call TCP at 936-9505 to change your business look. TCP, changing the printing industry one satisfied customer at a time. Welcome back here to Culver Academy. We apologize for technical issues. Everybody here in the building just had an internet dump. So we apologize for that, and we are about 19 minutes away from the start of kickoff, and hopefully we'll be good from this point on. I'm not going to promise anything because you know how the internet is. It's very fickle. Hey, let's get to our keys to the game as we welcome you to our Paladin Legacy Advisory Group pregame show. Paladin Legacy Advisory, hey, listen, if you're unsure about your financial future, call our buddy, Rodney Jacobs, your local wealth advisor. Paladin Legacy Advisory Group today located at 401 East Jefferson Street in Plymouth. Our keys to the game today brought to you by Oliver Ford Lincoln, over 67 years in serving Marshall County and still going strong. All right, let's get to our keys to the game. And Doug, where do you want to start for this Academy team? They're going to start figuring out a way to play mistake-free games because when they make mistakes, it's at inopportune time. Therefore, it's costing them wins.
Well, and again, like we talked about all their injury issues, I don't think you can really expect a completely clean game. So with that in mind, you know, maybe limit the mistakes. You hope the mistakes don't come at key situations, you know, and don't put you in, for instance, penalties in third and second and long situations. Because let's be real, this Academy team has trouble scoring points, and you know, they don't have a whole lot of big play capability. So I think, you know, the big focus for Coach Dorrell's club today is let's minimize the mistakes, and we've got to win the turnover battle.
And if you're the, you know, Governors, they're coming in and you're still hungry for that first win, looking for that first win, what's going to be key for them?
Well, they're similar to Culver in that you know, again, they've just had a lot of trouble scoring points, many points. You look up and down their schedule, you know, they've had 3 games where they've only managed 6 points. 2, they've gotten shut out twice. Of course, one of those is to Juggernaut Cathedral, so I don't count that. They are coming off a loss to Hammond Central that where they scored 20 points, and, of course, in their opener against Portage, they scored 27 points. So somehow, some way, they've got to find the end zone and be able to put some points on the board. And again, like Culver, they can't put themselves in bad situations. You know, they can't give Culver a short field because Hammond's turned the football over, and at the same time, they've got to help their offense and be in, you know, third down and manageable situations, or else, you know, that trend of having difficulty scoring points is going to continue today.
So those are our keys to the game, and they've been brought to you by good friends at Oliver Ford and Lincoln. At Oliver Ford and Lincoln, over 67 years of serving Marshall County and still going strong. We tip our hat to you. When we come back, it'll be our starting lineups, and they are presented by our good friends at Coca-Cola Bottling of Plymouth, and we'll get to them right after this timeout.
Here at Oliver Ford Lincoln, we're always cheering for our Plymouth Rockies. Whether it's football, soccer, or wrestling, we're the Rockies. And you'll applaud our service, too. Let the award-winning service team here at Oliver Ford Lincoln solve your problems and save you time. Check out our walk-in oil change service. Just drive up and say, change your oil, please. It's a time saver. And do-it-yourselfers will love our parts department.
Oliver Ford Lincoln, we tip our hat to you.
Has the cost of your printing company handcuffed you financially? Are you tired of them missing your deadlines? Well, that's why TCP in Plymouth has your solution. This third-generation company since 1959 has now locked out their competition with a new digital printing unit called the Savin Digital Press. This digital printer has revolutionized the printing industry and is now at TCP in Plymouth. They can do 4-color printing on anything from business cards, short-run brochures, pocket folders, to posters. And right now, TCP wants you to bring in a competitive quote, and they'll match or beat that price. Call TCP at 936-9505 to change your business look. TCP, changing the printing industry one satisfied customer at a time.
In a world where there's so many ways to get your news, stay connected by finding out information about your school, local news, along with sports and current events. With a subscription to the Pilot News, we bring you everything you need to know right at your fingertips or on your doorstep. Call Circulation today and ask for their monthly special. Call 574-936-3101 today. The Pilot News, Marshall County's news source since 1851.
Culver's Portside Marina handles all water recreational needs. When it comes to pontoons, Godfrey leads the industry in performance and quality, and Portside Marina has it in stock. From sampan, aqua patio, and sweetwater pontoons, if you're looking for a family boat, Culver Portside Marina can help. Located at 514 West Mill Street in Culver. Stop in or call them at 842-5000. Culver Portside Marina.
Welcome to Marian University's newest location, Ancilla College of Marian University. Marian's newest campus location in Plymouth is your home for an on-campus college experience. From living in the dorms to being a collegiate student-athlete, Marian University is ranked 3rd most innovative Midwest university by U.S. News and World Report. For more information about our 2- or 4-year degrees, go to www.marian.edu/Ancilla. That's www.marian.edu/Ancilla.
For our starting lineups for today's game, and it's brought to you by our good friends at Coca-Cola, refreshing the world, making a difference. That's Coke. All right, let's take a look at our starting lineups, and we begin here with the Hammond Morton Governors, who again come in winless on the season with a record of no wins and 7 losses. They play in the Great Lakes Conference, and they're 0-2 so far, but they got one more conference game I think they got to get to, and that is going to be next Friday night. They come in on a 7-game losing streak under third-year head coach Mac Mishler, who's only won 4 games in those 3 years. This is a team that's only averaging about 9 points a contest and giving up around 42. This is a team that is 0-4 on the road and 0-3 while on the road. They're coming off a 49-20 loss against Hammond Central. Last year, this was a 1-6 team, and so here again, it was a scenario where things needed to work out a little bit better than what they actually have been for this Governor's squad. Their offense looks like this. They're going to see a lot of shotgun and zone attack style of offense. This offensive line is right around 288 pounds, and they have 2 players that were returning from last year in Winston and Herrera. And let's start on the offensive line. At left tackle, you got Aiden Winston, a 5'11", 280-pound senior. At left guard is going to be Javale Fredericks. The center will be Darius Rayburn. He's a two-way player, 6'2", 311-pound junior. Then on the right side at guard, you got Damon Herrera, 5'11", 272-pound sophomore, and Avery Valerio, a 5'10", 278-pound junior at right tackle. And then you've got the 2 receivers of Demario Spence and Adonis Roberts. Spence is a 5'11", 175-pound junior, while Roberts is a 6', 190-pound senior. And in the slot, you got McNair. DeVary is a 5'7", 146-pound junior, and at tight end is Demarion Campbell.
The quarterback will be Holland Harris, and his brother Dontel will be the tailback. Dontel has 66 carries coming into tonight's play for 411 yards. He's a 5'9", 167-pound junior, while Holland is a 6'4", 160-pound sophomore. Only a 28% passer coming into tonight, but he can run the ball effectively, averaging around 14 yards a carry. So you're going to have to find a way to keep him in check. Defensively for Hammond Morton, they usually give you a 5-2 look, as disguised as maybe as a 4-4 at times. But last year they had an odd front that allowed about 175 yards rushing and 101 passing yards. Still trying to figure their way as far as the defense is concerned. They're going to show a three-man front, but they will pinch in their outside linebackers, giving you that 5-2 look. And Darian Thomas is a 5'9", 181-pound senior at one linebacker, and Adonis Roberts is a 6', 190-pound senior at the other linebacking position. Will Reddick is going to be one of the tackles, along with Darius Rayburn. Reddick is a 5'11", 307-pound senior, and Rayburn is a 6'2", 311-pound junior. He was an all-conference player last year. Christian Gonzalez is going to be the defensive end, and he's on that right side, a 5'10", 220-pound senior, I should say. The other two linebackers that we need to talk about real quick is Marcus Rosario and Dameron Campbell. Rosario is a 5'9", 172-pound senior coming in with 23 tackles, and Campbell, his partner, has got 17 tackles. He's a 6', 224-pound senior. The secondary, these guys can make plays because of their speed, and they also can miss some plays, too. They've been tagged quite a bit as far as the secondary is concerned, simply because they've just been really aggressive in a lot of the plays that they try to make, especially in the interception department. The two corners are Martell Kelly, a 5'7", 153-pound sophomore, and Gary Robinson. Robinson's a 5'9", 154-pound junior. The two safeties, Freddie Baum, a 6', 191-pound sophomore, and Dontel Harris is a 5'9", 167-pound junior. Harris has got 8 tackles. Freddie Brown leads the team in tackles from his safety position with 33 coming into tonight. And he, too, was an all-conference player last year. So that's Hammond Morton's starting lineup. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Culver Academy Eagles under head coach Andy Dorrell, who's in his 25th year, 144 wins against the 124 losses in that 25 years of work. His team comes in averaging right around 11 points a contest, and they're giving up 30. So, again, his defense is going to get tested because of Hammond Morton's speed and some size. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but the good news is 3 key players are coming back, and there may be a chance that they're going to be hitting the turf today. The Eagles got to figure out a way to finish strong at home. They're only 1-2 coming into today's play, but they've not won on the road at all this season at 0-4. But they're coming off a disappointing loss to Woodland, in which that was a game the Eagles had but couldn't hold on to it. 16-14 was the final in that one. 10 seniors, 14 juniors, and 11 sophomores make up this academy roster, and just 3 starters back on offense from last year. But like we said, they've been a mass unit all season long, and it's been a struggle for them to get anything at least consistent to work on the offensive side of things. But, today's a brand new day, and let's find out where and how it's going to look. Their offensive starters, that'll be Kyle Eggbrotten. Eggy has really played about everywhere you want your key player to play. He's been a linebacker, he's been a running back, and now he's been forced in the quarterback role in the last few weeks simply because not having Michael McColgan in the lineup. Now, Michael is eligible to play today, but he just got eligible yesterday. So, you don't want to throw him into the fire early, even though he wants to. But Mikey's just going to have to kind of ease his way back in. We might see him, though, get the opportunity. Roman Snedeker is going to be one of the halfbacks. Roy Sullivan is the other. Foster Stockton is going to be in the slot position. The 2 wide receivers are Oliver Bislin and Stephen Gray. And a offensive line that, well, quite frankly, it's been a plug-and-play situation for him. And on that right side of tackle, you got Jack Dolan and Ken Settlemeyer at guard. The center is going to be Charlie Fowle. And on the left side, you got Joe Maverick and then Parks Adams. The place kicker is going to be Ricky Garza. The kickoff is going to be done by Ricky, and the punting is going to be done by Foster Stockton. The defensive look for the Eagles will have 2 defensive ends, and Evan Gerber and Parks Adam. Now, Gerber comes in. This young man is a 6'5", 210-pound senior from Hudson, Ohio.
great kid. He's got so much potential, but he's just been so targeted of late. He's not been able to really put up the numbers that he's capable of doing. We talked about Parks Adams as he's going to be getting the start. He's out of Worthington, Ohio, a 6 foot, 195-pound senior. He's going to be at the other end. At nose today will be Henry Booth. Booth comes in, a 6 foot, 180-pound junior out of Dallas, Texas. And when you look at that front three that's there, they can make some noise. The problem is they also get rushed pretty easy, too. And this is going to be interesting to see how they're going to perform today against Hammond Morton. And I think right now we are about ready to get the national anthem going here. So what we will do is take a break and come back with more of the Hammond Morton or the Eagles lineup after this 1 minute timeout.
People of Earth, we have a message from the stars.
A limited edition Coca-Cola creation has landed on Earth. The taste is indescribable. The cool sensation. Taste the unique, infinite possibilities of Coca-Cola Starlight before it's gone.
Here at the Auto Park Chevrolet Buick GMC in Plymouth, we have one of the largest vehicle selections in northern Indiana. We know that you can visit any number of dealerships when shopping for a new car. That's why we always make sure we go above and beyond for our loyal customers throughout Michiana. Our Auto Finance Center also works to ensure that you take advantage of a lease or loan solution that fits your budget. Lots of new inventory in stock and en route. Special local market pricing. Come drive the new Silverado and soon the new Hummer EV. Stop by our showroom today or go to AutoParkChevroletBuickGMC.com and see more. Or even buy that special car you're looking for. The Auto Park Chevrolet Buick GMC in Plymouth. Come see the value.
Very well done by the Culver Girls Academy student. That sounded perfect. I mean, my goodness. That's like borderline Mitch Columbia stuff, man. I mean, if there's ever a guy who's got some tunes that can croon, it's this guy right here. Mitch Columbia joins us, sports director of WKVI, getting a chance to do a Saturday game with us here at Max 98.3. How you doing, man?
Man, this is exciting. We've been everywhere the last 2 days. You were in Laville, North Judson last night. We did South Central for their homecoming against South Newton. They drove all the way from Kentland, Indiana. Then we're back up this morning for our sports shows. I'm telling you what, Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's everywhere.
Yeah, it is good, and you're a big reason why. We sure do appreciate you taking some time out of your busy schedule to join us here, my friend.
Hey,
you had a chance to look at this.
I'll be honest with you, you guys pay me really well, so I'll be here, man. I'm going to be here. So, I mean, it's so exciting. I had a chance to see the Culver Academy Eagles a few weeks ago against North Judson. Of course, I saw McColgan behind at the quarterback. He actually was pulled that game. We never got a description of what had happened that game at the end, but yes, you're right. I'm interested to see Egg Broughton tonight because he was a playmaker for them. I don't know if I haven't seen him as a quarterback, so this will be interesting.
Well, it's been somewhat of a, trial by fire at the quarterback position for Coach Andy Dorrell, Doug, and you and I have had these conversations before. When you are losing your stars to injury, trying to figure out who your next man up is becomes kind of difficult because it's got to fit the offense that you're running.
Yeah, it is. And, we saw with Bremen, they had to learn on the fly, change everything, and their quarterback went down midweek, and they were really able to do it, credit to them, before the Glenn game and pull out a victory in Walkerton, but it's easier said than done. And I mean, Coach Doral, we talk often when we have these Eagles games that they get a late start to begin with anyway in fall camp. So, when you start having musical chairs at the quarterback position, it really makes your job that much more tough.
Didn't get a chance to finish out the rest of the Academy defensive lineup, so we talked about the secondary. Rory Sullivan and Roman Snedeker are going to be the corners. The two safeties are going to be Freeman and Schumacher. The rover is going to be Glenn Houghton. He's a 5'7", 170-pound senior. Then you got the linebacking core of Kyle Eggbrotten and George Van Peterson and Ricky Garza. We already gave you Eggbrotten, but Van Peterson, here's a young man that's really stepped into a role. He's a 5'9", 160-pound senior out of Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. This kid's been very, very impressive when he started getting his start. Now, the other mid linebacker is Ricky Garza, and we heard in the coaches show this morning, this guy has been one of the heartbeats of the defense. And Garza really is an exceptional young man, loves playing the game of football, make no mistake about it. They had him playing on both sides of the ball, but they said they like him better on the defensive end. He's out of Monterrey, Mexico. Garza, a 5'9", 206-pound senior. Then you got the front three of Henry Booth, Park Adams, and Evan Gerber. We talked about them a little bit ago. But, again, Evan Gerber is going to be that key. If he can get pressure in on Hammond Morton's quarterback, Holland Harris, a 6'4", 164-pound sophomore, that's only going to benefit this Eagles defense better. But it's about the pressure, and that's the key. That's been a tough thing to do here in the last 6 games during this 6-game skid the Eagles have been on.
Well, I'll tell you what, this Culver Academy team plays a variety of schools throughout the state. When they came to North Judson a couple of weeks ago, we were talking on the broadcast. Chris McGowan made a good point. Records go out the window when you're playing teams of different conferences around the state. You just don't know these teams on a regular basis. And Culver traveling around like this throughout the state really is good for their young players, I would think. You get a lot of experience as a young freshman or a sophomore. Heck, even a junior can take a lot of these games, remember them in tough situations the following year.
And that's a great point because, as we alluded to in our pregame discussions about this Morton team, they're winless, but, when you play a defending state champion Cathedral and you get shut out, your statistics are going to be skewed. And, again, they played Elkhart, did they not, Tony?
Yeah, Elkhart's on their schedule.
Yeah, they've just played the world. So, like you guys said, it's just these schedules are so deceiving, especially when you get teams that leave their area and play really all over the state, but against central Indiana teams. And, of course, in Hammond's case, up there in Lake County in northwest Indiana, where there's just so many really good, solid football teams.
Well, when we were talking to the Culver coaches a couple of weeks ago, we saw their bus. Their traveling bus is really fancy, actually.
It is.
And I asked them about it. They said, because they're traveling so much, they couldn't just get a regular school bus. They had to up the ante and get something that they could travel with.
What a unique story that is.
Yeah.
That's when you know you're the real deal, right? when your opponent pulls up in a chartered bus, right?
Yeah. Well, and not only that, it's decked out, a beautiful Culver. I mean, really first class around here, and of course I'd come today, Tony.
Yeah, we appreciate you being here, and I wasn't quite sure, so I was getting things lined up here. We've had some internet issues, but I think we've got that corrected now, and we want to say thank you to Jason Mector back in our Max 98.3 studios. It's hectic here.
Thanks, Jason.
It's Parents' Week. And weekend, I should say, and so family weekend, actually, what they're technically calling it.
Boy, it's a postcard.
It is
perfect week.
I was in Jason's seat about 8 years ago, so I know exactly what it's like. You're a good guy, Jace.
Yeah, he does a great job. We are very lucky to have him as our engineer. Man, he is the guy that he drives the train. And you were talking about the background. I mean, the fall colors of the trees. And you got the black horses out here in their pen.
I'm telling you, it's a postcard.
It's just so beautiful.
Academy couldn't have asked for anything more.
Oh, no kidding. And they got food up here, too. They're taking care of the alum. But we'll see if we can get in on that sometime. We're going to try to find out.
Well, he found the Diet Coke, so.
Yeah, that's right. That's a bonus.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. We take a look at this. We talked about this morning on our coaches show. Getting out the quick starts and what the importance was. And John Barron said, it's not the end, it's not the everything, but it's a big part of everything.
And I think today for these two teams, and Mitch, you get your thoughts first on this. Getting off to a good start is probably even more important for the Eagles than maybe Hammond Morton in this case.
Well, I'd say if I'm Kyle Eggbrotten at quarterback, I'm happy. I'd say you've put me in this position for a reason, and I need to lead my team at this point. We've seen a lot of teams like we've talked about throughout the season. This is another one. It's week 8. You've got 2 weeks left. We've got to prove something. We've got to make something happen here late because the draw's tomorrow. I'm sure we talked about that earlier this morning. You've got to do something here late in the season to go into the postseason ready to rumble.
All right, the Eagles have made their way onto the field. They'll be receiving to start this game. Hammond Morton will be kicking off to them. They placed the football right at the right hash mark of the 40-yard line uniquely.
Yeah.
Back to receive will be Vinny Freeman and Roman Snedeker.
We've seen some interesting kickoffs.
Last night we saw a few, didn't we?
Some surprising onside kicks, so who knows what Morton's going to do here.
Yeah. So right now it's looking like they will kick off here traditionally, only it's at the right hash mark. And here's the approach. It's going to be a squib kick picked up by one of the upbacks, and he'll just drop at the 45. So the Eagles will have the possession.
Like I said.
Yeah, Stephen Gray's the one who grabbed it right at the 45-yard line. So good field position for the Eagles to get things started up.
I've noticed a lot of teams these days take more chances than I remember in previous years. It's been a few years since I covered football, and just coming back into this season, I've noticed teams really like to take more chances than I remember.
Yeah, that's a great point because you're exactly right. They really do.
Twins to the right, twins to the left. A lot of jet motion out of this Eagles offense. Let's see if they kick it in right off on the first play. As Eggbrotten is the quarterback. And the man in motion, that's Snedeker. He gets the handoff. He's going to try to curl around the right side. Does to the 50. And Hammond Morton's going to stop him about 9 yards into that run unless Eggbrotten leans forward and may have got a first down. But the far official is going to say he's going to be dropped shy of a yard of the first down. So a 9-yard carry for Snedeker. And that's a good start. So Snedeker, who came into today's play, just running the ball efficiently because he's done all season. That was his 30th carry, and now he's up over the 100 mark in rushing. So now it's going to be a second and a long 2, so they backed them up on what I initially thought. We'll go at twins to the right and receiver to the left. Out of the shot, the 2-back gun. It's going to be a keep this time. And getting to run and pushing forward is Rory Sullivan. That'll be a first down run for the Eagles near the 40-yard line right in front of the Eagles sideline. So, Culver Military Academy is so far looking good on their first drive, Doug.
Yeah, I mean, you knew they'd want to establish the run, and they've done that. Morton's defense is lining up really late. I mean, they're almost like coming out of an offensive huddle.
Well, they're trying to figure out what formation that they're looking at. And the problem is the Eagles are kind of taking advantage of that. Out of the shotgun, it's going to be a keep by Eggbrotten. Runs it right up the middle, 35-30, and it was the free safety that makes the tackle at the 23-yard line that saved a touchdown for Morton. Making that tackle there was Adonis Roberts. Otherwise, Eggbrotten scores.
Yeah, the same type of running we saw a few weeks ago at North Judson. Eggbrotten, that's the style he likes to do. Evidently, Andy Doral wants the ball in his hands more often so he can control what's going on.
Big 16-yard gain there for the Eagles.
Huge.
Gray and Snedeker are the twins to the left here. And the receiver on the near side for the Eagles is Westland. And it's going to be a carry by Vinny Freeman. And his first carry of the afternoon gets him down to the 20-yard line. So a 3-yard carry for Vinny. Vinny, out of South Bend, a 5'9", 185-pound freshman.
He's fast.
He's good. He is going to be a real good one in the next couple of years. So the ball placed at the 20-yard line for the Eagles in a scoreless affair. We're just getting on their way here. This is the first drive of the game, actually. Twins to the left and twins to the right for the Academy. Bisland is the outside receiver to the right. Sullivan on the inside of him, and it's a give on the jet. And Snedeker is going to get the call, and he's going to get tripped up right at the 15. Lost the ball, but there was Vinny Freeman to bail him out. So that's a fumble, but a recovery by the Eagles. So now you're looking at third down and about a long 2 here.
Well, we talked last night, it's so cold and crisp now. It feels like football. Last night and today are really the first 2 days it really feels like football outside. So we're going to see some weird things happen with the elements coming into play sometimes.
They had Eggebrotten in the Wildcat. He's going to take the snap and run it up the middle. He's going to get down to the 5, still churning, down to the 4-yard line. So a good carry there by Eggebrotten. And that's not good enough for the first down to move the chains, and it's going to be 1st and goal here for the Eagles. So a good start for the home team. Eggebrotten getting the call from the sideline. Mike Kirshner, the offensive coordinator, giving the signs. That may be a familiar name to a lot of our local area folks. He used to be offensive coordinator at Plymouth. And he left last year to come down here to the academy. Out of the Wildcat, Eggebrotten. Now we'll get help from Freeman, and he keeps the ball, runs to the right side. He's going to try to turn it up inside the 5, down to the goal line, and couldn't get in. Hammond Morton able to make the stop just in time. Getting there to make that stop is Marcus Rosario, a 5'9", 172-pound senior. So now you're looking at a 2nd and goal, and they're going to say the ball spotted at the 7-yard line. My apologies.
7 runs so far on this drive that started Culver's 45-yard line.
So 2nd down. And Eggebrotten again, and now we have a flinch on the academy. A hard snap count by Eggebrotten draws his own teammate offside.
Well, one thing you notice when you look at Eggebrotten is he's one of the taller guys on the offense. And, boy, that cut up the middle there to get to the goal line, that was a nice move on that play before.
He's got it. Yeah, that's a good notice by you. He's got great cutting ability. So 2nd and 12 now. Here is the snap again out of the same formation. Twins right, twins left. Snydecker comes in motion and some hang up there, but Eggebrotten kept it. Tried to go over left guard to at least gain some ground. Got maybe a yard or maybe 2 on the play. Clock continues to dwindle down to 7 minutes and 50 seconds in a scoreless affair. The Eagles have looked efficient down the entire field until they got inside the 15, and it's looked like it's been a little bit of a struggle here figuring out how to run the plays.
Well, in that play where he collided with his running back, only a yard pickup, and now you have 3rd and goal from the 11.
Trips to the left. Nobody to the right here. Gerber's on the right tight end position. Out of the Wildcat and now into a single shotgun. That is McColgan. So McColgan, who's into the game, is going to roll to the left. He's still waiting. Now he's going to tuck and run, gets out of bounds before he gets knocked. And so he may gain about a yard or 2 there on that particular play. It's going to be ruled out at the 8-yard line. So it's going to be a 4th and goal here for the Eagles. And are they going to go for it, or are they going to punt it? Or are they going to field goal, I should say.
25-yarder.
So Rivera is on for the field goal attempt. Able to knock the field goal through. He's now 4 of 5 on this season. His longest was 32 coming into this game, and it's a 25-yarder to get the Eagles on the board. So they score first with 7:09 remaining here in the opening quarter. 3-0 Culver Military Academy Eagles on Max 98.3 Sports. Back after this timeout. Well, pretty efficient drive for the Eagles. Winds up a field goal. 10 play, 47 yards, 4 minutes and 43 seconds, Doogie.
Yeah, I mean, all running the football, no surprise there. We knew Doral's team would want to establish the ground game. They had, 5 different players carry the football on that drive, but a tough false start penalty really stalled the drive.
Rivera to kick it off from his 40-yard line, and it's going to be picked up at the 20. And running the football off that reception there was Davier McNair, and he gets up to the 30-yard line.
Well, we saw on the offensive end for the Eagles earlier, it looks like Andy Doral still uses McColgan in the quarterback position. So like Tony is saying, there's a wildcat we're seeing out here on the field for offense of the Eagles. We're going to keep an eye on that. We might see McColgan back and forth. McColgan's a very shifty quarterback. He can get the ball out real quick. He's very fast. We'll have an idea of what Hammond looks like here on offense as they're stepping out onto the field, Tony.
All right, and it will have McNair on the near side with Spence, and they got one receiver at the top. They have a right halfback, and in motion goes McNair, and the play is a handoff to the tailback. Running the football is Harris, and he gets clocked just across the 30-yard line, right around the 31. Rivera got in there for a hit, and if I'm not mistaken, also jumping in on the party there was Trey Schumacher, who just got back into the lineup for the Eagles. Clock dwindling down, 6:41 and counting.
Yeah, I think Rory Sullivan got in there for the Eagles. A good stop by him.
3-0, Eagles with the lead. Doug Griffith, Mitch Columbi, Tony Ross. We are here on a beautiful sunny Saturday here in Culver, Indiana.
I like these Saturday games.
Amen. I like them too.
Move them to Saturday.
Amen. Right. I'm all for that. 2-by-2 formation this time for Hammond Morton, an empty backfield. McNair goes in motion, keeping the football is going to be the quarterback. And it's Holland Harris, the 6'4", 160-pound sophomore, gaining a couple of yards there. So now it's a 3rd down and 7, and not much so far in the running game for the Governors.
This is one of these cases where Culver's defense has got to get off the field. You got them 3rd and long. Hammond doesn't like to throw the football.
So it'll be a 3rd and a long 7 here for Hammond Morton. Hammond Morton. This squad right here has, like I said, we've already talked about, the schedule has been pretty tough. But they've also shot themselves in the foot a lot of times this year. Here's going to be a keep by Harris, or he's going to throw. He's going to throw and overshot his mark. He had Devier McNair open near the 1st down marker near the 40-yard line, but just simply overthrew him. So it'll be 4 and out here, or 3 and out here for the Governors.
Well, exactly what the Eagles needed here on this play. They're going to have it in good positioning here, as it looks like Vinny Freeman, and can't quite see the other number of number 3. Roman Snedeker to return here. Both are very fast.
They have exceptional speed, which has been something that they've been able to utilize this season. Special teams actually have not been that bad for Culver Military Academy.
A lot of confusion on the Hammond Morton sideline.
So
force them to take a timeout.
Yeah, they're going to have to take a timeout here. Let's keep it here and remind you that today's game is brought to you in part by your local area McDonald's, now under Bold Enterprises. McDonald's, I'm loving it. And by U.S. Granules, proud to support area athletes all over Marshall County. Good luck to all of our student athletes. And by Burt's Body Shop. You bend them, we mend them. Burt's Body Shop in Plymouth. And by the Complete Printer, the official printing company of Max 98.3.
Guys, I don't think they had enough players out on the field. Morton, that is.
Again, those little mistakes that we've been talking about have really been a problem for this Hammond Morton squad. And, again, it kind of shows a little bit just how, in the numbers, they only average 161 total yards of offense a game.
Man.
And when you have that lack of production, it puts your defense in a horrible position. And, again, we talked about it. They're giving up 42 points a contest. And so, yeah, you're asking an awful lot of your defense when they're out there more times than they need to be.
Well, and you better have all the bodies out there because you can ill afford a block punt or a punt returned for a touchdown because you figure this game, points are going to be at a premium.
Vinny and Roman are around their 35-yard line, just a little up from that. Here's the snap, and here's the boot. Almost got blocked, but the kick is going to get across the 50, and it continues to roll down to the 41-yard line. And so from the 40, now the official's going to say at the 40. So that's where the Eagles will take over on their second offensive possession of the game. They were able to march downfield on 10 plays and get a 25-yard field goal from Rivera. So that's the only score in this one with 5:18 left to go in the opening quarter. So it'll be Stephen Gray split wide left, and Gerber now finally comes off the line, and he'll be a receiver wide right. It'll be a they're going to single back gun look. And now it looks like it's going to be Sullivan joining Gerber on the right. So it's trips and a keep by the quarterback, and it's going to be Engelbrotten get across the 40 and down up to the 42-yard line. Make that 44-yard line. And so now on that carry of about 4 yards, you're looking at a 2nd down and 6.
He's been a workhorse so far. He's got 5 carries for just under 30 yards.
He can take a hit, too. You saw him lower his shoulder and truck forward. He likes a little contact, and with this weather out here, if you're a football guy, this is what you show up for. This is what you practice all week for to show up for game day.
This time Snedeker will join Gerber on the right-hand side as twins. Actually, it's a 2-by-2 motion with Snedeker going motion right to left. It's going to be a keep by Eggbrotten again. Slides by one defender but got caught at the 45 by the other. And so the Eagles gained nothing out of that except maybe a half yard. Thank you for that spot. So now you're looking at a 3rd down and short 5, long 4 here.
It's almost like he wanted to pitch it there on the option, but Probably a good decision that he didn't.
Yeah. So the Eagles in the huddle, and now it's going to be McColgan's turn to quarterback, the 5'11", 170-pound sophomore. I like how they're kind of working him in.
Yeah, and I like McColgan. He's had some tough snaps here and there, but I really like him.
He's got a strong arm, that is for sure, and he's a confident quarterback. And right off the bat, the whistle. And an offside on the Eagles. And that's the problem, though. Sometimes when you change up your quarterbacks, the cadence is different.
Yep.
Your linemen aren't necessarily used to it, so you don't know if you're getting a hard count or not.
Right. Well, and McColgan as a sophomore, he does not look like a sophomore when he plays. And that just means, is he going to grow some more? If he got a little taller, I mean, this guy is fast.
He is, and that's a nice element to his game. In this case, he's in a wildcat formation. He's got backs and offset right now. It's lined up in an I right, and it's McColgan to throw far side. Bullet caught, then dropped at the 50 and recovered by Gerber. But I think that will go as an incomplete pass.
I think they're going to call it complete.
Oh, are they? Yes, they are. Break there for the Eagles. So now...
Well, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. He throws bullets that for the receiver, it's hard to catch sometimes. And when it hits you in the chest like that, you've really got to bear hug it.
4th and 1 on the catch. So now the Eagles will line up in a trip, actually quads here. 3 to the right, 1 to the left out of the shotgun. It's going to be Colgan. Engelbrat back at quarterback. He runs it. He gets across the 50, and he'll get a few more yards plus down to the 45-yard line. So a nice run of about 5 yards there for Engelbrat and the Eagles. And the clock stops at 3:03 to move the chains with the Eagles up by a 3-0 tally.
It's a nice 4th down conversion there. Why not give it to your workhorse who's having a productive day on the ground?
Gerber will go wide left. There's twins to the right for the Eagles. This time it's a 2-back shotgun look for Eggbrotten. And he's going to hand it off and getting the call after about a couple-yard gain. That was Eggbrotten. That was McColgan who ended up handing it off on the play.
We're seeing a little more of him as time goes on here today. Very interesting.
He's going to stay out there. And this will be a 2nd and 8 coming up for the Eagles from the 43-yard line, 44-yard line.
Has Eggbrotten thrown a pass yet?
Coming into tonight? No. Yes, 1 pass, and it was a completion.
So maybe they use McColgan as their
designated thrower, right?
You see what I mean?
Yep.
All right, now it's McColgan as the quarterback in a 2-back shotgun look. He's got twins to the right and a receiver to the left. Here's the snap. McColgan's going to quick out. Great grab there by Snedeker, and he's going to climb his way down to the 35-yard line. Snedeker, with some good hands right there, just made his 30th catch of the season. So he came out of the backfield, and
first down.
That's a first down after the measurement. So the Eagles will move the chains once again. It is 3-0 in favor of the home team. Splitting off to the left will be Stephen Gray. Snedeker will join him. And Gerber's on an island down low here with one man marking him, that being Martell Kelly. Here's the snap, a quick little out pass. That's going to be grabbed and ran by Snedeker for a first down up the left sideline and a little bit more as he gets across the 25, and he gets knocked out of bounds right around the 21. So a nice little out pass, and that's what we were talking about. Him throwing bullets becomes very important to how the Eagles can get out in the flats a lot more quicker.
Boy, well, we've been waiting to see Roman, and he broke loose there on that play. Fantastic for the Culver Academy Eagles.
Morton didn't get out and get to the perimeter very well at all on that.
2-back gun look again for the Eagles. A quick little out pass, this time near side. Caught by Snedeker again. Sidestepped to get to the 20. Finally pelted down at the 18. And so that's going to be maybe about a handful of yards on the gain there. Just a couple, actually, officially. So it will be 2nd down and 8 coming up here for the Eagles. They've had a lot of 2nd and 8s here so far.
3 straight passes here by the Eagles offense.
He's just getting warmed up.
That's right.
McColgan's just getting warmed up.
And you see the Eagles are really trying to test Morton's perimeter.
Yeah.
Game.
Yep. Gerber all by himself off to the right, Twins to the left, including Snedeker, and it's going to be a give to Vinnie Freeman, trying to shuck and jive his way down back to the line of scrimmage, but he can't. Morton's going to drop him for a 2-yard loss, and that will be the final play of the first quarter. So we are through one quarter of play, 3-0 in favor of the Culver Military Academy Eagles, as it's our game of the week on a Saturday afternoon in beautiful Culver, Indiana, and it continues after this timeout.
Doesn't like pizza, right?
Hey,
the pizza at Bourbon Street.
Don't worry about sideline.
I know. I didn't bring it.
I forgot to tell. So just,
I didn't even bring it.
Just be up here.
I wasn't going to do it anyway.
Okay. Now there's 16
it wasn't worth
style
it.
of pizzas for you to choose from on the menu. And let's not forget
we'll work on that in the future.
I've been so busy. Yeah. I haven't had a chance.
So you're hearing it come back through now.
Right.
So see, all you need to do is just turn that up, and then you can hear me.
Yeah, but if I do that, that's feedback out.
Bourbon Street Pizza location.
The way Lenny's got it set up, it feedbacks out. Here we go. Welcome back here to the beautiful campus of Culver Military Academy. Today's game brought to you by your Plymouth Applebee's, where you're always eating good in the neighborhood, and by Papa Farms Pizzeria in Knox. It's our fresh ingredients that separates us from all other pizzerias around. And by Culver Portside Marina, Northern Indiana's premier full-service marina. Visit culverportsidemarina.com. All right, first quarter thoughts. Mitch, we'll start with you.
You've got Papa Farm and I don't.
Yeah,
That's what I'm thinking. I need to talk to Lenny Dessauer. That's what I need to do.
I'm we take care of Lenny. He takes care of us. So
I saw him in North Judson a couple of weeks ago. They were baking fresh pizzas. Boy, they are so good.
Papa Farms pizza.
They are so good out of the brick oven.
It's incredible.
Golly, they are so good.
Fresh ingredients.
I'll tell you what I think. I think we saw first quarter adjustments by head coach Andy Dorrell. We started with Egg Broughton at quarterback. We've kind of gone into the McColgan show here. I think he is seeing something out on the field maybe we've missed. I don't know, that he thinks McColgan's the guy here going forward. And maybe you're right, Doug. He wants to test the outside of Hammond.
All right, and McColgan's going to throw to the outside, and he got it completed to Vinny just inside the 20-yard line, but maybe near the 16. Good enough for about a couple of yards on the pass play, but well short of the first down. So now it's going to be a fourth and a very long 7-yard line, or 7 yards here. So now, decision time. Do they try for a field goal, or do they go for it? It looks like you pinned your opponent deep in their end. You go for it here early. You got a 3-0 lead, and so this is what the Eagles look like they're going to do. So this time, you've got Egg Broughton as the quarterback. And McColgan, that's going to be Snedeker going in motion. He'll come to the near side, try to cut it up to the 15, and he's tossed down near the 10. And he stopped officially at the 11-yard line.
The way he was tossed might have picked up the first down because he rolled over on that defender.
They may have to measure this one. We'll see. And they're going to say, you got it. So it's the first down run for Snedeker. And the Eagles will now have a 1st and 10 coming up. 1 minute into quarter two, and the home team Eagles on Family Day have a 3-0 lead. Twins to the right, Gerber on an island to the left, and they're really going to mark him close. It's going to be a keep here, and trying to run it up the right side is Sullivan. And, boy, great pursuit there by Hammond Morton's Freddie Brown. The 6', 193-pound sophomore prevented that from being a big gain. As a matter of fact, no gain on that run. So 2nd and 10 coming up here for the Eagles on the next play. Egg Broughton's going to stay in at the quarterback position. And you notice that Eggy is staying in during the close rushing opportunities.
They've slid him in here. They used McColgan to get down the field. Now they're going to use the beef to get it inside.
Trips to the left this time, including Sullivan on the inside, Snedeker in the middle. And it's going to be Egg Broughton keeping the ball still churning, but he got tackled right back to the line of scrimmage again. So right now, just a little tough inside and around the 10-yard line today for the Eagles. So now it is going to be a 3rd and 11. So no gain. The Eagles just kind of going the wrong way here, at least 1 yard. They'll break the huddle. And they'll take trips to the left again as the formation. This time, McColgan's in. Behind him will be Eggbrotten. Now he'll go off to the left hip of McColgan. The snap. McColgan's rolling, looking to throw. Still looking. Now he's going to tuck and run. Gets to the 10. Cuts in 5. Got leg tripped right at the 2. That might be good enough for a first down, though. Let's see where they're going to spot that football, because that's an important spot. He's just short a yard. But now it's a 4th and very manageable one here for the Eagles, and with the football at the 3-yard line, knocking on the door for their first touchdown of the day. They'll send trips to the right this time, and Bisland is the receiver on the outside, Snecker on the inside, and Sullivan is the third person that's on the very inside. Eggbrotten gets the snap. He wants to run it in. He's going to get in, and the Eagles score. Touchdown. Eggbrotten with the score. And for him, his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. So a good drive, once again, by the Eagles. And a 3-yard scamper into the end zone gives the home team a 9-0 lead with a PAT coming up. Good push by that offensive line. Allowed that to continue. So Rivera with a chance to get the PAT. The boot is up. It's end over end and perfect. So the PAT good, and the Culver Academy Eagles now have a 10-0 lead over Hammond Morton. We'll take a 30-second break. Come back with more of our Game of the Week action right here on Max 98.3. Well, a 15-play, 60-yard drive that ate up 8 minutes and 34 seconds worth of clock. And now the Eagles find themselves up by a 10-0 tally with 8:45 left to go in quarter 2. Today's game brought to you in part by Coca-Cola Bottling of Plymouth, refreshing the world and making a difference. Rivera will be booting it right to left on your radio dial, starting at his 40-yard line. Here comes his approach, and there goes. Good and over-end kick, and coming up and grabbing it there is Kelly. Kelly gets pelted at the 20-yard line. Vinny Freeman, where'd you come from, son? He throws a huge hit, and Hammond Morton will have it at the 20-yard line, or 21-yard line. Big hit by Vinny there, and he loved it. His teammates did too. Well, Vinny gets his football, honestly, for sure. And when you have that kind of talent and you get a chance to exploit it, it's okay to celebrate. Hammond Morton will go to the offense now. They're going left to right on your radio dial. 1st and 10 from the 22. And they will start with under the center here for their quarterback. And now it's going to be a give to the left side, and the Eagles just will not let it develop. It was a handoff to Devier McNair, and nothing on the play. Eggbrotten, he's filling his player of the game sheet up real quick.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Eggbrotten. Sure hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And we've seen a lot of McColgan and Sullivan and Snedeker. The names we've heard for the last several weeks really out of these Eagles.
Jeremiah Moore, 6'3", 210-pound junior, is going to be on an island on the near side. They got twins to the left and out of the gun. Once again, it's Harris, and he's going to drop back, looking to throw. Now he's pressured. He's going to run. It gets nailed. And again, the Eagles collect another sack. And I think it was this time Parks Adams out of Worthington, Ohio, making the tackle for the good guys.
And number 25, senior George.
And you can tell the Governors do not like passing situations. They just look very uncomfortable.
Yeah, very uncomfortable. Well, the quarterback scenario is one of out of necessity because Lamonte Nimitz, the 5'11", 165-pound junior, got injured, and he's not eligible to play. And so it's been all in the shoulders of Holland Harris, who's still kind of learning the position for the Governors. Twins to the right, a receiver to the left, and here's a 3rd and 18. It's a deep ball right sideline to absolutely nobody. Stopping on the route was Gary Robinson. And so, boy, that was a
missed assignment.
Something happened there because that did not work out. We got a flag thrown and a penalty here.
Roughing the quarterback.
I think it might have been a late hit.
Yep. So it is roughing the quarterback, and that kind of hurts because that'll get the Governors I don't know if it'll be the necessary yardage, but we'll see.
It's automatic first down.
It will be, okay. Yeah. That's right.
That's just a killer, too.
That was a great defensive effort by the Eagles. That'll go by the wayside, and Hammond Morton will get the free 10. A free set of downs, I should say. And so now, with 6:36 left to go here in the second, 10-0 Eagles. Hammond Morton, though, will now have the ball up to the 29-yard line.
I watched Coach Doral when that flag went down, and his head just went down with it. Those are those kind of mistakes. I mean, your defense is going to get off the field, and then you don't reward yourself because you make a foolish mistake.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Governors. They got receiver to the right, and it's going to be a handoff on a counter play. The give was to Whiteshead. 5'7", 145-pound junior that gets that carry. Holland Harris, as we talked about, the quarterback, came in. He only has thrown for 90 yards, not a touchdown yet this season. And his pass completion is right at 28%. So it's going to be 2nd and 7 on that last run that the Governors got. Ball now up to the 32-yard line. Twins to the right, a receiver to the left. Out of the shotgun, Harris. Here's a man in motion, and it's going to be a keep by Harrison. Actually, it's going to be Harrison, the brother, Montel. Nice little shuffle, got him up across the 30, but no further, at least much further than that. He was able to gain another yard, but boy, they're in a 3rd and 8 now, 3rd and 7, once they spot the ball, and it's going to be right at the 32-yard line. So the offensive struggles continue to be real here for Hammond Morton. Clock now down to 5:26 in the First Source Bank scoreboard. Receiver Twins to the left and a receiver to the right of Harris, who drops back, looks left, still looking left, throws that way. Pass goes almost intercepted. Yeah. It is. Rory Sullivan dove in front of the Governor's sideline, inbounds and hauled it in. A beautiful Superman-like catch.
Parallel to the ground. Huge play.
So a pick by the Eagles. Give them the ball back. Great effort there by Rory.
Well, and they're in perfect territory as well. I mean, this is exactly where you want to be, heading right downfield where you want to go.
So the Eagles back on the offense. And it'll be Twins to the left and Twins to the right. Somebody will come in jet. Who will it be? Oh, Eaglebrighton is going to get on the left hip of McColgan now. And the man in the jet is going to be Snedeker. He gets the handoff, curls it around the inside the guard and tackle, climbs down across the 40 to the 38. So Snedeker with another nice carry and a tough play. Now under 5 minutes left to go with the ball resting at the 38. It's going to be a 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Eagles.
3rd possession of the game for the Eagles. They've scored twice on the first 2. Been, beneficiaries of great field position. None better than Hammond's 41 as this drive started.
Another 2-by-2 formation. Egbert on the left hip of McColgan, and nobody's in motion this time. It's going to be a straight drop back and throw. Great grab by Vinnie Freeman inside the 35, and finally leg tackled near the 31. Close to a 1st down, but don't think he got it. It'll be really close. So it'll be a 3rd and 1 after the spot of the ball. McColgan comes out of the game. And Rory Sullivan will check in, which usually means 9 times out of 10, this is going to be an Egbert run. We'll see. We'll see if a little trickery is involved here. Clock down to 4 minutes remaining here in the half. Trips to the left in this particular formation with a receiver to the top. It's a keep by Egbert, runs over left tackle, gets across the 30. Good enough for a 1st down. And we'll move the chains. So another nice run by Eggy.
And you'll see McColgan come back out.
So McColgan back in, and he'll get the new play call here.
Be interesting that Culver scores here, how much fight Hammond has left in him.
Yeah. Well, if you're the Eagles, you got to keep putting the pedal to the metal because you've lost six straight games.
This is their moment.
Yep.
Yeah, you want to get going because postseason's just around the corner. Receiver top and bottom here for McColgan, who's in a 2-back shotgun look. And there's the snap, a fake give. McCulgan's going to tuck and run through some traffic. Slid through 25, and he's brought down and fumbled the football to 21. He got hit, and the Eagles, though, will thankfully recover. Boy,
Culvers have a couple balls on the ground, and they were fortunate to get them, that one included.
Well, McCulgan has had a knack of losing that ball.
Yeah.
And he's got to figure out a way to keep that baby tucked tight. And so he'll get a new life here. The Eagles were able to get enough yards to make this a 2nd and short here, as a matter of fact, as the ball placed right at the 21-yard line, or inside the 21, right near the 20. Gerber will split wide left. Snedeker, he's wide right. And it's a wildcat look here until Eggebratton steps up on the left hip. And here's the snap. It's going to be McCulgan throwing a deep corner ball, looking for Gerber. He had it knocked away. He was getting to a hand fight there with number 12, Gary Robinson, the 5'9", 154-pound junior. And Robinson will end up winning that battle.
It was a good defensive effort by Robinson, really. He played that perfectly. The ref was right there. The official was right there. He saw everything go down. It was a clean defensive effort.
It was first incompletion by McCulgan tonight. He had completed his first 6 passes this afternoon.
Gerber, in the meantime, still trying to grab that 11th catch of the season. Ball right hash mark. The snap. Eggebratton's going to take it. He gets hit once, but then lunges forward for an extra yard. That's good enough for a first down to move the chains. So another good hard run by Eggebratton. And with 2:14 remaining here in this first half, it's a 10-0 Eagles lead on the First Source Bank scoreboard. Eggebratton will stay in. He'll be the quarterback for this particular play. Ball spotted right at the right hash mark side of the field. Trips to the left, a receiver to the right. Gerber's the man on the right. And you got Sullivan, Snedeker, and on the outside, Schumacher. Right to left. It's going to be Eggebratton keeping on the snap. Gets inside the 20, 15, fumbles the ball, and the Eagles are going to recover again.
That's when you know it's your day. You put the ball on the turf, 3 times, and recovered them all.
They're going to have to be careful. One of the, sooner or later, one is not going to go their
You're
way.
Exactly right. Well, hey, there's a motto that goes through the football program here, and that it's a great day to be an Eagle. And so right now, holding true with 1:22 and counting left here in the first half, 10-0 in favor of the Eagles, who are lined up on the offensive side of things. Eggebratton staying at the quarterback spot. He's got a player on each hip here. And it looks like the Eagles once again flinched on a hard snap count by Eggebratton. That's 3 now for them?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you explain it at this point. You know, this is something you talk on the sidelines with your guys. And, maybe you're right, Tony. Just having the switch of different quarterbacks ever so often kind of throws the sound of the cadence off a little bit.
4 penalties now for the Eagles, 3 false starts.
So the ball now at the left hash mark, and now you're looking at a 2nd and 9 with the ball at the 17. It's going to be McCulgan back in. He grabs it. Now he's running to the right. Throws toward the end zone. Wide open is his receiver, Snedeker. And that's an Eagle touchdown. Someone missed an assignment on the governor's side.
Well, he saw McCulgan roll out to his right. He wanted to cover McCulgan, and McCulgan said, fine, I'll find him wide open in the end zone. A perfect pass play. And, boy, you got to give credit to Roman Snedeker. He ran that route and wide open in the end zone, makes the play.
So this comes with 1 minute, 1 second remaining in the half, and that's kind of like a dagger right there. So that was a 17-yard pass play. Rivera up for the PAT, and it is good.
Garza.
I'm sorry, Garza. My apologies. So Garza able to drive it through, and the score now 17-0. Not much that is going wrong here for the boys in maroon and white. And if you ask each and every one of them, they'll tell you it's about time.
Well, and who gets the ball at half?
Well, Morton will.
Okay, so Morton isn't out of the game completely here. They have a minute here to try to do something. Do you think they'll just go ahead and knee this here to end the half, Doug?
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to turn the ball over because, I mean, technically you're still in the game. I mean, they've only scored more than 17 points in 2 of their games this season. But, again, we just have seen no really pulse in the passing game for Morton. So to think they're going to break a big run is probably a long shot with just over a minute to go here before the half. So I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't just take a knee, try to get reorganized.
Figure things out at half.
Martell Kelly and Davari McNair are back to receive for the Governors. Garza will get ready to unload from his 40. Good end-over-end kick once again. Coming up on the play is McNair fumbles the ball, but he falls on it to prevent anything else worse from happening. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Governors, right at the 18-yard line. Just a beautiful day here in beautiful Culver, Indiana. I just marvel at the fall scene.
Isn't it wonderful?
Yes, gorgeous picture.
And the horses.
Stuff. This is Bob Ross stuff here, boys.
You see the equestrian area over there with all the horses. Yeah, this is really a nice campus here.
Tell you what, Culver has dominated time of possession.
Yeah, they have had the ball a long time. What is it?
Yeah, they had one almost 9-minute drive. That drive was over 4 minutes.
Harris hands off to his brother, and this is going to be a run here by Dontel. Good run for him, and he climbs his way up to the 25-yard line. Now we're down to 45 seconds remaining in this first half. 2nd and 3 now for the Governors. Probably one of their top or more
that was
more
their
yard play.
Longest play from scrimmage.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Couldn't find a word. So receiver to the top, twins to the left for Harris. Holland gets the snap, and now he's going to give it to his brother again, Dantel, and he's going to get stopped shy of the 30 and of the first down by maybe a yard or two. So maybe a gain of a yard with that particular carry. 3rd down. Oh, they're going to give him the first down. It was close enough. Okay. My eyes are just deceiving me there for some reason.
Oh, it's not just you. It's easy to tell. We're so far away. We have a weird vantage point. When I have Chris down on the sideline, that is so helpful because he'll see the numbers that I can't see, and I feel like an idiot halfway through the broadcast because I say, well, he hands off to a player I don't know.
Here's a handoff to Dontel Harris. He shades one defender, but climbs up forward for a couple of yards. Stopped just before the 35-yard line. And the Governors run out of time. So we have completed 2 quarters of football here at Culver Academy. And your score, the Eagles 17 and the Governors nothing. Well, it's senior day as well down here on the beautiful campus. And they are lining up their seniors even as we speak. It's a special day down here in Culver today on the campus, and we'll come back and talk a little bit more and also welcome in. So I think we're supposed to have a guest, but I'm not quite sure. But either way, we got the halftime covered. Mitch Columbi's here. That's why. And when we come back, Doug and I will take a look at numbers of the first half as well. Don't go away. The halftime show brought to you by our wonderful friends at A&M Home Services. From roofs to basements, we got you covered at A&M Home Services. Back in a moment.
I bet it's just killing.
I'll just step out when they get here.
Just inches away.
Somebody, but I don't know. No one's come to me or anything.
Or ask you something. Oh, come on. Answer it already.
Look at that picture, dude.
I know.
Just so we're
Isn't that
clear,
amazing?
that wasn't my fault. Next time, ignore your
Indianapolis
voice.
later?
Don't text.
No,
and
not
drive.
tonight.
This
Here.
message brought to you by Bert's Body Shop in Plymouth. We deal with these accidents every day.
Yeah,
so
no,
for
you
your
keep
safety, please don't text and drive.
What do you want to do when you grow up? When we were young, it's a question we are often asked. As we get older, our passions become clearer. Our pursuits become careers.
God, isn't it nice to finally have something go our way?
And to plan for the life we want to live.
You know?
That's why at Ameriprise Financial, we ask, what's most important to you? Starting with our confident retirement approach, your Ameriprise Financial Advisor will ask questions that help you arrive at a customized plan that can help you realize your goals today, tomorrow, and throughout retirement. With the right financial advisor, life can
Where are you
be
guys
brilliant.
going? Where are you at?
Call Ameriprise Private Wealth Advisor Rodney Jacobs with Paladin Legacy Advisor Group, a private
Keep
wealth
simple,
advisory
simple
practice
man.
of Ameriprise Financial Services LLC at 574-936-2571. That's 574-936-2571.
God, Duggan, I can get used to
Office
this.
is located
No
at
doubt.
997 East 9th Street.
The massagers come in.
I know, right? This is living, I'll tell you.
511 East Colfax Street.
A hell of a lot better than last time,
The confident retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results.
I'm just sorry you guys had to be upstairs.
Services are made
Baby, it's
available
beautiful
through
up there. Are you
Ameriprise
kidding me?
Financial Services LLC.
We would, Paul and I would have went up anyway.
I have a nice house, but you may want to think about that.
Absolutely.
I
All right, after this commercial.
A&M did that for me. It saved me so much.
Well, I'm going to do gutters and soffits too, so that I can.
You want to come after the game
that
too?
for me.
Can you
So
come down?
I'm glad
I'm going to check in a new siding and windows and doors.
A&M Home Services.
Welcome to the Halftime Show, brought to you by our good friends at A&M Home Services. From roofs to basements, we've got you covered at A&M Home Services. Coach Dante joins us here, and Coach, isn't it about time we had some things go our way finally? Don't you haven't been feeling snake bitten?
Tell you what, just a little bit. It's been good week of practice. Nice to have our guys coming back from injury. We had a tough week last week. Had to use an emergency quarterback. Opened up some possibilities on offense for us, but it's great to have our returner Mike back, and they're controlling the ball on the field, making it real easy for a defensive day.
Yeah, Coach, you talk about controlling the football. I had you for over 17 minutes of time of possession. I mean, got to love those long, sustained drives that equal points too, right?
Absolutely, especially if you're on my side of the ball.
Yeah, right?
I love the way you guys worked in your quarterback here, and when you get him back, and let's face it, Mike is a competitor. I saw you I think it was Wednesday when I was here when he got cleared, but you guys said, hey, you're not practicing right now. Okay, he didn't like that, and I saw you having to spend a little time with him trying to say, son, we're doing this for your benefit here. Yeah, but it's great to have a kid like that, isn't it?
It is. I'd like to hold back the reins on horses. If you let them go, they run as natural athletes, and he's definitely one of those natural athletes that you got to hold them back. And that's, their wellness is the number one priority of the program. And we get them back in healthy. That's what's counting right now.
And let's talk about your defense. You've really made Hammond uncomfortable, putting them in, second and third in long situations. So in a lot of ways, you've really taken them out of what they like to do, right?
Yeah, I think so. I noticed they on first down a couple times threw some different formations out of us, and that kind of is a suggestion that they're getting uncomfortable with their base offense. Their passing game isn't quite what we've seen on film. I'm sure, though, in the second half, they're going to see some things and they're going to make some corrections. So we got to keep on our toes coming out.
I was going to say, and we'll let you go because you got to get down to the locker room real quick, but key for you guys in this second half is going to have to be?
I think definitely we're playing against ourselves right now. We've had a couple penalties. We got to clean up our game because we're not playing this game. We're getting ready for a sectional run, Tony.
Awesome. Fantastic. Hey, so out of curiosity, I know I said hi to you on the radio because it was what, National Take Care of Your Husband Day or something like that, and I said on the air that your wife has got it easy tonight because all you're going to ask for is some pizza and a couch.
A little bit of couch.
So did that tell you how it worked out?
I'll tell you what, I'm a cheap date. Thank you. Absolutely. We enjoyed, and I'll say hi to my beautiful wife and get back to my second wife, my defensive coordinator.
There you go. Yes, you better do that. That's for sure.
All right. See you.
All right, Coach Dante joining us here, and he'll join us on the postgame show as well. Always great seeing him. A fantastic guy, to say the least, and I love the fact and how he works with the kids equally. All right, when we come back, we've got more of our halftime show coming up as we return here to the beautiful campus of Culver Military Academy on Max 98.3. Back after this 1-minute timeout.
A volunteer? Teach your grandkids to fish is a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services.
Is that Coach?
LLC.
That's Coach Dante. He's the assistant defensive coordinator. He's awesome.
He just slipped up here real quick. That's pretty cool.
So he's going to come in after the
Call Paladin Legacy Advisory Group at 574-936-2571. Office is located at 919 East 9th Street in Rochester, 401 East Jefferson Street in Plymouth, and 511 East Colfax Street in South Bend, Indiana. Ameriprise Financial Services LLC, member of FINRA, and
look here. Over $1 billion
Heating Cooling in Plymouth has become one of the leading service companies in northern Indiana, serving Marshall, Stark, Fulton, Elkhart, and Kosciuszko counties.
All these guys contributed to
this specialize in residential.
Oh, those are the people that contributed.
When I say contributed, I'm not talking
drain cleaning,
$500.
Commercial refrigeration, furnaces, generators, and much more. And they're the area's only York brand dealer. That's why Michiana has made Absolute Heating and Cooling
do nothing for me.
one-stop shop for service needs. Locally owned and operated.
I'm trying to get some. I'm trying to get some.
Get a couple dollars. I'm surprised they don't have like their own broadcasting thing anyway.
I'm on that. Haven't pulled the trigger. Welcome back here to Culver, Indiana, and the campus of Culver Academy, along with Mitch Columbi and my man Doug Griffith. We welcome you to our halftime show brought to you by A&M Home Services. All right, Coach Donnie made it pretty simple. It's still about them, and what they need to continue to get better at, because after all, there's still 2 more quarters to play, and they haven't won anything but maybe a first half. Being up 17-0, but like good teams, they always do. They make adjustments. So, you're when Coach Donnie says that, you're standing here thinking, okay, if these adjustments are what they need to be, where would you think they should be?
Well, I would think that the adjustments need to be made on handling the ball. When you're running, making huge plays like that, and then to drop the ball, that's just where you can get yourself into trouble. And then also the penalties. I think Doug had mentioned some penalties that were brought up. I think you said 4 or something like that. That's the only place that I would say they need to pick it up. But on the positivity side of things, I'm more of a glass half full type of guy. I think that they're doing very well. And this is a good game for them. They have an opportunity to strike here while the iron's hot and get a win under their belt, like you said, Tony, leading here at the end of the season. They need this.
It's funny. He took the words right out of my mouth. It's exactly what I wrote down. Clean up the penalties, secure the football. If you want to look at what Culver has to do in the second half, but really, this is as good a game as they've had all season long. I'm sure the opponent had something to do with that, but. When you have the football for over 17 minutes in the first half and you've possessed the ball 3 times as an offense and got points on all 3 possessions, everything's really going exactly that Culver could have asked for, with the exception of the penalties and, the 3 or 4 times they put the ball on the ground. But even with that being said, they've been able to have a teammate recover it, so they haven't lost that. They got the 1 turnover of the game, the interception. And, guys, their worst starting field position has been their own 40-yard line. So their 3 possessions have started, I think, at the 40 on their half of the 50 on the second one, and then their third possession was inside Hammond Morton's territory. So, and defensively they've held Morton to 1 first down. So, again, as close to a perfect game, I think, as Culver definitely has had this year.
So what say you? I like the way they've worked in McLaughlin. What do you guys think?
Go ahead, Doug.
Yeah, he's, just looking at his halftime stats, he's 7 of 8 for 61 yards through the 1 touchdown pass, the 17-yarder. So, he does give you that passing threat, and then at the same time, you put Egelbrotten, if you want to call it a wildcat, if you don't want to label him as a quarterback, he's awful tough in short yardage. How many times the 1 touchdown drive they had, Culver converted 2 fourth down situations. So, Egelbrotten's a load, stopping on short yardage, and then McColgan has shown he can throw the football.
Yeah, I like McColgan. Against North Judson a few weeks ago, I thought he did a really good job against a really good team. But I think going with Egelbrotten back and forth, while some people may say you've got to stick with one guy because there can be some confusion, I understand that. But I think for what Culver's trying to do today, they just want to get a win. And at the end of the day, you got to do what you got to do. If that means, bring Egelbrotten in to get those 1 to 2 yards to get the first down, bring McColgan back in to make the high-intensity plays, then you got to do it. You just got to get a win, and it's time to get that W for the Culver Eagles, excuse me.
And remember, going forward, if you're playing playing both those guys under center, you're causing defensive coordinators to game plan appropriately. So,
however, and then we'll move on to something after I say this, just to get your thoughts, though. When Egerbarton comes in, you know that he's running the football. And when Hogan comes in,
you could say the same thing when you line up certain guys in Wildcat formation.
Yeah, McColgan ran too.
I hear what you're saying, Tony.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to be careful you don't get too one-dimensional being two-dimensional, you know, with different faces under the center.
Well, and we talked about it on the Saturday Sports Line earlier today. Russ Radke, he's a firm believer. You might as well know what I'm going to do because I'm still going to do it and I'm going to shove it down your throat.
That's
Russ in a nutshell. You know, like we said, McColgan's proven he can run too. And you might, you know, okay, if the defense is going to load up on stopping the run when Egerbarton's in there, maybe throw the football with him.
And he's thrown one time.
Yeah.
You know, it's not he can't do it. He just haven't needed to.
Right. No, he hasn't.
You know, hasn't needed to. So it'll be interesting. You know, you were talking about Russ and last night, Max got the pleasure of doing the LaVille North Judson game, and probably one of the best games I've done in my 35 years of doing it. That was it. And what I loved about that game, it was two head coaches who come highly respected. They played the game the right way. It was a clean game.
They're friends.
It was a clean game, hard fought. So much respect picked up by, and this is my first time. I have not, believe it or not, in my entire broadcast career, I've not done a North Judson game.
Really?
And,
That's hard to believe.
Yeah, believe it or not. And so it was a pleasure to do that one last night. I'm glad if that is my last North Judson game I do, I will rest in peace because that was a class program. We saw two class programs last night that played what football should be about.
And two teams that could go a long way in the state playoffs.
Very much so.
I mean, we spoke very highly of Judson and how much noise they can make in the 1A playoffs. And, of course, LaVille is going to have to get by that dreaded monster probably, Andrean.
Well, and we talked about it this morning with Brett Lambert of North Judson. I said, you know, I know this team well enough to know that this left a bad taste in their mouth. Mm-hmm. And you better believe it that they woke up this morning and they've got each game from here on out circled on their calendar because just the intensity of what this team has, the kids want it. And Brett Lambert said that. He goes, you know, I can say I do this and do that as a coach, but he said, really, it's the players want this. He goes, they actually want this for each other.
And that's the same feeling at LaVille. The identical same feeling.
I was just going to say, the hunger sometimes is a real good thing.
Yeah.
Those losses can be
helpful.
Very, very good in the regular season.
Perfect time of the year, too.
We've talked about LaVille, you know, their bad taste they had in their mouth after they lost to Andrean in the regionals last year.
That LaVille's success this year started at the end of that game.
Exactly.
And, you know, and
you watch Judson, like we said, they're going to have a chip on their shoulder. And that's scary for some 1A teams.
But here's the next thing I want you to tell Coach Lambert. Get rid of those daggum road uniforms.
Oh, they're hard to read.
Oh my God!
The home jerseys are hard to read as well.
Are they really?
So we've got to have a conversation with Benson, some area coaches about uniforms.
And this is funny. You guys are bringing this up because it was the second game I did with them. In the pregame interview, I asked Coach. I said, "Did you pick Benson to be 48? Because him and Cheyenne Allen, 40 and 48 are hard to."
Oh my
I said,
God.
"Did you do that on purpose?"
Hey, listen. When our man Chuck Freeby admits.
Right
on the air that it's tough reading that. It's almost impossible reading those numbers. I don't feel bad.
And we thought LaVille's numbers were bad.
Yeah,
they're tough to read. And they had the support for the Heroes night where it was a National Guard Army night. Those were the alternate jerseys they used. Those were the best jerseys to read that they'd use because they weren't the colors. but yeah, I asked Brett Lambert. I said, "Did you guys do that on purpose?" He goes, "No, I just thought 48 was a good fullback number for Benson." Because they are hard to read.
Yeah.
You really got to get a feel for who one of those players are.
Well, I want to tell you, those two guys, Benson and Cheyenne, are going to lead that team. They are going to lead that team. Now, their offensive line is going to be the reason why they're leading that team. But the fact of the matter is they played as hungry as LaVille did. And if you ever had a chance to watch LaVille, you'd be watching Judson.
Really?
Yeah. It's a lunch pail mentality, and I firmly believe that's why. And I've never, in my 35 years of doing this, ever saw a touchdown to win a game in overtime the way we saw that. All 11 players went 6 yards.
Wow.
All. And Judson had all of their 11 players trying to stop it. It was just, there were so many.
There's video of that out there.
And
I'm
Doug,
sure there is.
And I don't know about you, but I just felt that's a life teaching moment.
Oh yeah,
honest to God, outside of football. When you are determined, when you are willed, and you have something, and you do it together as a team, great things are going to happen. There's the Eisenbargers. How about these guys? Good to see them down here. But, I mean,
I said on the air that Will should capsulize that game and keep it in some time capsule because you can't – I mean, that game had so many twists and turns, and you talk about getting up off the canvas – I go back to
and that's losing a starting quarterback
over for Plummer, throws an interception, and then on the next defensive series, when it looked like Judson had the game, they're at midfield, have the lead, and Sarnecki comes up with an interception.
Well, and then an update this morning from head coach Brett Lambert. He said he talked to Coach Holstrauser. Plummer is going to be out for the remainder of the season. I don't know if you'd heard that yet, but it must have been a pretty bad injury.
Well, it was a right shoulder, and I was wondering, is it a collarbone, or did he separate the shoulder? And
they didn't.
Will at the time when we talked to him at 8 o'clock, he thought it might have been a separation. Possibly. He wasn't sure.
We knew it was bad because it came on the last play of the third quarter, and he didn't come back.
You jump on social media and you look at all that crap that's there, and people were questioning why did he take it on the way he did? Why did he just go down?
How he runs.
That's why that team's 7-0. We're now 8-0. Yeah, that's why you can't just tell a kid not to do that.
The same way Harper runs.
Exactly the same way Harper does at Judson, and all the players over there at Judson. You can't just
and
can't
these guys
change.
Don't think, I'm going to get injured.
No, they want to play football.
Right?
They want to play football.
You can't think that way because if you do, then you're not that kind of player.
Yeah, that's how Kenyon Minix went out a couple of weeks ago, and we talked about it. They put their bodies on the line. They literally are not thinking about anything, any injury of any sorts. They're just flying out there, guns a-blazing.
Now the big question will be, can LaVille win without Plummer?
I think so. I mean, I think they're deep enough to do it. And Zarnecki, he can throw. We saw it. He almost had a touchdown to Owen Smith, and he was just off the fingertips then on the deep ball. So, it's going to be a different look. But even Will said in the Saturday morning coaches show, the support the players have for each other was the biggest thing he noticed out of everything that took place in that game.
Well,
it was how the players rallied with each other.
And then on the flip side, Brett Lambert said that he was surprised at how well that the quarterback that stepped in place for Plummer did. And he said it seemed like the offense moved on without a hitch.
Right. Well, that was a great game for sure. All right, we start the third quarter as it's a kickoff by Garza, and Ricky's going to knock it into the end zone. And so a touchback will send Hammond Morton to the 20-yard line, trailing 17-0 here at Eagles Field. And the dedication ceremonies went without a hitch, which is always great, not surprising at all. But, boy, this is a beautiful facility to say the least, and we are very fortunate to be part of it.
I can remember when they put the field turf in, I was covering Notre Dame football. And, of course, Notre Dame had a couple, their first week of training camp down here. So
I remember that story.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 for the Governors from the 20-yard line. And they kind of bunch things up here a little tighter now. And off of the shotgun, a man goes in motion. That's Harris, and it's going to be Holland Harris keeping the ball. And he's going to get some big yardage, 25, 34, 35, 40, and brought down to the 45-yard line. So
Brown.
Little change of things going on right there. And that was Freddie Brown who got that carry there, so apologies on that particular play. But
where's he been?
I was going to say,
that was
just what Hammond needed.
That is huge. And I was going to say, Hammond needs to come out here and show us what they got. It's now or never. The halftime speeches went down. Like Doug said, they kneeled to go out to the end of the first half. Let's see what they bring here.
I'm trying to figure out where Brown was lined up on that play. And
he was
up with the ball.
It was shotgun, wasn't he?
Yeah, shotgun, but I thought it was Dentel that was on his
big
hip.
run, too.
Dentel goes in motion, that I know, and now the handoff goes to him. He's going to run it to the right, 45, 50, another big run, gets across the 45, and finally he'll be brought down near the 43, 42-yard line. So a couple of big run plays here for Hammond Morton starts this second half off, and they are again trailing 17-0, almost a minute gone by here in quarter 3.
That was a 14-yard pickup there for the back, and sure, it was a pretty vocal locker room.
Yeah.
Damn, it looks like it anyway.
2 big runs, one from Brown, then that last one from McNair, a huge run.
All right, so the Governors line it up. They got a receiver at the top, one down here at the bottom, that being Demario Spence. 2 halfbacks left, and now in motion, it's going to be Harris, but it's Holland keeping the ball. He got caught by Gerber.
Oh.
And then, oh, man.
Gosh.
They came down on Gerber hard, and he kind of grimaced in pain, but he's up and walking very softly. But, boy, I'm like you, Mitch. I saw him go down, get landed on. I thought, oh, no, not another injury.
I know this sounds weird, but I'm one of those people when I see someone get injured, I feel it as well. I know that sounds odd, but I am one of those people.
And that was one of those hits where you feel that.
Gerber's going to have to stay on, and I'm not sure he's at 100%. Well, trying to get on was Joe Maverick, but he was late. And so now it's a second down and a high snap at the whistle sound. And a penalty on the Governors are going to back him up.
What a good mascot name. I love that.
Yeah.
All right, now the Governors are shooting themselves in the foot here in the last couple of plays. So the ball will now get backed up all the way to the 50-yard line. And so second down and 19. Well, and again, this has been part of the Hammond Morton woes this year is penalties like that put them in second and third and forevers. They got the receiver to the right this time, and the man in motion is Harris, and Holland will hand off to his brother Deontay, and a great read from the outside linebacker as another loss of about 4 yards on this play. Van Peterson is the one who shot through the gap and was able to get a nice angle tackle, and another loss for Hammond Morton. So we're down to 9:25 left to go in the third.
It was a long third down here.
Yes, sirree.
Yeah, I don't think you have this in your playbook. And what a promising
North
drive.
Judson does.
North Judson does.
I remember Aldrich Harper ran for 3rd and 25 a few weeks ago, and he got the first down. It was like, how in the heck?
Yeah. Out of the shotgun, Holland is going to throw the ball down the right sideline, but he ends up overshooting his intended receiver, Demario Spence. Flag thrown, and getting up rather late for the Eagles was Van Peersman.
It's an illegal shift, I think, Tony. Hammond, so they'll decline this.
So, a couple sacks and a penalty will stall this drive after Dougie just mentioned it started off very promising with 2 big runs that got him across midfield.
And you see there, when they're 3rd and long, they can't throw the football. I mean, it's that simple. I mean, the 2 passes they've attempted haven't even been in the area code of a receiver.
So the Governors will be punting away here.
They started so well in this drive, too.
Mm-hmm. I think this is Harris to boot it away. Here comes the approach, and he just gets it away. It's a short kick of maybe 15 yards, and it rolls for the Eagles back, which means it's going to be about a 10-yard punt.
I think it's going to be like a 3-yard punt.
I don't know if I've seen that.
So, excellent field position for the Eagles. What a unique punt that was. And definitely not the right backspin.
It's like your chip shot, Tony, on the golf course. That spins back, right?
Oh, hey, let's not make fun of Tony. We don't want to bring up
I'm giving
my golf story is another one we'll bring up later. We'll talk about that a little later. That was probably one of the first few times we ever hung out back in 2014. Oh, my God, that was hilarious.
Yeah, that was more of a Mitch shot right there.
We'll talk about it in a little bit.
Trips to the right, a receiver to the left, and in a single gun look, Colgan is going to throw it up the left wing side for Carver. Great catch over the shoulder, and he's ridden out of bounds just under the 30-yard marker. They'll stop it right at the 29. And so a nice pass play on that left side. And there's Gerber getting in action. So that'll move the chains for the Eagles.
20-yard pickup there.
Yeah, it was a perfect pass positioning by McColgan. He put it right where it needed to be. And, boy, the Eagles are moving fast here to start the third quarter. They got the ball with under 9 minutes to go here.
Stockton on the outside, Snedeker on the inside to the right. And they got Gerber on an island to the left. Ball left, hash mark out of the gun look. McColgan looking at Gerber. Now he's in trouble. He escapes. He looks upfield in a wide open near side. And that was Vinny Freeman, who was able to get free. And then he gets clocked at the 25-yard line on the hit by Demarion Campbell. For a minute there was a lot of space for Vinny.
That's what he does. That's exactly what McColgan does. You think he's going to get down, and he just slips out of it somehow. Boy, he is quick. Makes a great decision on the throw there.
Yeah, and Vinny did a great job staying with him as he was rolling to his right. All right, Stockton, now he'll be the far receiver, and on the inside, Freeman and him. So there's a 2-by-2 formation here. Ingerbrotten into the game. McColgan still quarterbacking. Sends Snedeker in motion. He runs left, tries to make a hook, but he just ran out of real estate. Catching up to him. Eventually it was Freddie Brown, and well, it was almost close to a late hit.
Bounds on that.
So that's going to be a 4-yard gain on a play that probably should have been maybe 2 at best.
He like crab walked the sideline.
Well, and that's the no quit. In this group.
I've never seen that.
You talk about no quit. There's quite a few on this Eagles team. So Gerber again, he's the lone guy on the left side. Trips to the right. Sullivan, Snedeker, and Stockton left to right. Out of the gun, McColgan, Eggbrotten getting the call, and he's inside the 25. Score! Boy, that was a quick one.
Huge hole.
So a touchdown for the Eagles as Eggbrotten scores his second touchdown of the day. A 20-yarder, I believe.
That was
23-yarder.
Yeah, that was just as much Eggbrotten as it was the O-line. They just opened up that off. That hole was huge for Eggbrotten, and he just tucked down and run all the way.
So Garcia will get ready for the PAT attempt. Perfect on the day so far. The approach and the boot, and the chip shot is good. So the Eagles scoring their first drive of the second half, open up their lead 24-0 over Hammond Morton on our Game of the Week, a special Saturday edition on Max 98.3 Sports. Back after this 30-second timeout.
First Source Bank supports a lot of great things in our community, like growing businesses and new homes. And we offer easy checking. First Source Bank, equal housing lender.
Welcome to Marion University's newest location, Ancilla College of Marion University. Marion's newest campus location in Plymouth is your home for an on-campus college experience. From living in the dorms to being a collegiate student-athlete, Marion University is ranked 3rd most innovative Midwest university by U.S. News & World Report. For more information about our 2- or 4-year degrees, go to www.marion.edu/Ancilla. That's www.marion.edu/Ancilla.
Welcome back here to Culver Academy, as it's now a nice lead for the Eagles of 24-0 on that Eggbrotten 23-yard run. And the kickoff is going to be fielded inside the 10, and it's going to be Harris shocking 1, 2, 3 defenders until finally gang tackled near the 20-yard line. So it'll be another nice specialty teams play by the Eagles. Doug, how long was that drive by the Eagles?
Just a 49-yard drive after the really short punt by Hammond. 4 plays, minute 25 time of possession. And, again, all 4 scoring drives have been very short ones, no longer than 60 yards for Culver today. So they've scored every time they've touched the ball.
Well, that's a pretty good percentage. All right, 1st and 10 for the Governors. Out of the shotgun, it's going to be a give to Harris. A little bumping going on after the play. That one between Trey Schumacher and one of the receivers for Hammond Morton, that being number 8. Demario Spence. They're still kind of jaw-jacking. 2nd and 6 now for Hammond Morton. The ball at their own 24-yard line, and they are trailing by that score, 24-0. Twins to the left, including on the outside, Gary Robinson. You got Davari McNair on the inside, and it's going to be another keep, this time on the run, and lowering his head is Harris and Dantel. He'll move up off that left guard position, good enough for a first down. 12-yard run will move the chains for Hammond Morton on that particular carry, so a nice run. Hammond Morton 1-17 in their last 18 games that date back to last year, too. They've lost 9 straight during that span, and they've been shut out 5 times. It's been a tough skid for him. And the quarterback, Harris, off the snap's going to roll, dumps it off to his brother Dantel, but he couldn't hang on to it, and that's going to go incomplete.
He was wide open there in the flat and just dropped the ball. Tried to run before he had it secured.
It's just been a tough afternoon for the Governors. You know, they tried to come out there at the second half, looked good for a couple of plays. Then the penalty came out. It pushed them back. The punt, it's just not been the afternoon for them.
Nope, it's been a struggle. So it'll be Twins to the left and a receiver to the right for the Governors. On side is Robinson, and so here's the snap. And dropping back, throwing is going to be Harris down the right sideline. Ooh. Almost making a sensational grab was Spence, but it went off his fingertips. He literally leaped over Sullivan, and I believe that was Gray who was on the defensive coverage. And so the incompletion will now make it a 3rd and 10.
Well, that was the best ball he's thrown today.
Yeah, for sure. And it was to a taller Spence at 5'11". One of their taller wide receivers out there. Looks like he had a good eye on the ball. That would have been big for them.
It would have been, but it goes incomplete. And the Eagles are 1 down away from forcing the Governors to punt. Receiver to the right, Twins to the left.
For it.
They're going to go for it here. Well, it's 3rd down, and it's going to be a sidearm pass that gets deflected. Incomplete. A good job by Stockton on the coverage, was able to get his hand on it and prevent the pass completion. So now it's 4th down, and the Governors will punt it away. So the Eagles defense able to make a stand.
Somewhat surprising. They picked up that first down, and then they went to the air and had to go to the air all 3 times. And, you know, in the second half, they've had some success running the football and got away from that there in that possession.
And jumping off sides are the Governors. And Robinson will cost his team 5 yards.
Well, we have a moment. John Thompson from Florida wanted to say hello. He hopes you're doing well. He's tuning in right now.
JT.
So hopes you're doing well, and wanted me to let you know he says hello.
Right back at him. I miss him. So, punting it away, and the boot is going to be in the air, not far at all. This is going to stay on the right side of the 50, and it's going to be caught by Robinson right around the 47. So, again, good field position to start an offensive opportunity for the Eagles. So, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Eagles. Yeah, a little bit of history, Doug. I had to work with this fine young gentleman to my left and him and John. And
so
I will tell you that it was tough to corral them. They got me in trouble, an awful lot of trouble.
No, he did not.
Chips to the right and a receiver to the left. Gerber's that man on the
boss in trouble, huh?
And out of the gun, it's going to be Egerbrotten. He's going to carry the football. Gets to the 45 before he's leg tackled down.
One of the first times I met Tony, we went to a golf outing, actually near North Judson. What's the name of that?
I can't think of it right now.
Anyway, yeah. we were out there, and I'd never golfed before, Doug. This is the first time we've ever hung out outside of work. We'd met a couple of, work together.
Right.
Well, we'll let this play go, and then we'll finish the story.
Twins to the right and Gerber to the left. It'll be a 2-back gun look on this opportunity. 2nd and 7 for the Eagles from the 44-yard line of Hammond Morton. The snap, and McLaughlin back into the game. He's going to throw it down the left sideline, diving, and Gerber made the catch. Nice. Inside the 20 at the 19.
Huge play.
Evan Gerber with a beauty.
Almost looked like the same draw up from earlier, and a perfect pass from McColgan, and he's dancing out there on the field. He is excited about that play. And he's definitely going to go back and watch that one later.
Yeah, and, I just love that kid. He has got such a great spirit about him. And, yeah, he's got some cockiness. But, boy, he's got a gun for an arm, and he has every right to be. Two-back gun look again for McColgan. The young sophomore surveying the defense, drops back one step. Now he's going to scramble. He's got the speed. Can he break it? He finds a hole. 20, 15 to the right side. Still going inside the 10 to the 5. And he's knocked out of bounds. What a nice run again by McColgan, who's showing off that athleticism.
Let's not say cocky. Let's say swagger.
He's got swagger.
He's got some swagger out there right now. He is in his zone, feeling himself. You see him dancing around out there, making space happen. Boy, this is getting exciting. He's in his own right now.
It's interesting you use that term, making space for himself, and that's where his scramble ability allows him to do. And it creates a lot of space and just forces defenses to go, oh, crap.
He's quick on a dime.
He is. First and goal now for the Eagles from the 5. It's going to be a keep by McColgan. He gets hit right on the hip near the 5, and he'll be dropped down just inside of that. So it'll be a second and goal. And on the 2-yard line, I think, is where they're spotting it. So a 3-yard carry there, the hard way for the sophomore QB. 4 minutes remaining here in the third. All Eagles on Family Day, 24-0 over Hammond Morton right now in our game of the week. Colgan gets the sideline call, trots back to the huddle, and they'll break it at the 5 and get lined up at the 2. They'll send 3 to the right here. And Gerber on an island to the left. And you can very easily kind of maybe anticipate an Egerbrotten run. Or in this case, McColgan's going to run. He's going to pitch it into the end zone for a touchdown, Egerbrotten.
That's just wrong, isn't it? That looked like Mahomes the other night.
Yeah, right? It was and I didn't want to make that comparison.
Right. I hear what you're saying, but it was Mahomes-esque.
So when he was playing against North Judson, I kind of alluded to that, but I hated saying it because he's just a sophomore. Sure. We haven't seen that much out of him. But he has moments out on the field where you're exactly right. You're like, is that Patrick Mahomes out there?
It was that flip thing that Mahomes did the other night.
Exactly.
Here's the PAT by Garcia, and he'll punch it through the uprights, and it's all Eagles. 31-0 here on the beautiful campus of Culver Military Academy. 3:27 left to go in this one. So, yeah, that was just a pretty play and a heads-up play by him. And I know the play call probably was that. But to execute it is a whole different thing.
He's looking at it. He's looking at Egerbrotten right now. He's like, he kind of just shrugged, like, it is what it is. Good play by him. And they're surprising themselves, I think, a little bit today.
Well, Egerbrotten came into today's game with 2 touchdowns rushing and 1 reception. He has scored 3 times today. So talk about a boost of confidence. That's going to be a bottom line right here after this game's done. And it's good to see because Egerbrotten, he just works so hard. And when you watch him in practice, you think he's tough to bring down watching Hammond Morton try to do it. Try to go against him in practice. You get the same result, usually on your backside. So it'll be an opportunity here for the Eagles as Garza lets it go. And that's a kick right into the end zone. So another touchback. That's back-to-back times.
So going back to the story, we're golfing. My first time golfing out near North Judson. It's a charity event. So this is how I said, I don't golf, guys. I was a basketball player. They said, come on, it's for charity. It's for charity. So we go. It's me, John Thompson, Nathan Welter, and we go out to the first hole. All right, Mitch, just swing hard, swing hard. And they say, Tony said, keep your eye on the ball, Mitch. Just swing hard. Be the ball. Just keep your eye on the ball and swing hard, Mitch. Well, I swang hard. Doug, I'll tell you, I swang real hard. The club went flying 40 yards. The ball went 10. I've never seen Tony laugh that hard in my entire life. He was crying.
Oh, man, it was something. All right, 1st and 10 for the Governors. And across the 20, the give is to Harris. And he'll get a couple of yards on that particular carry. However, you don't hold the funniest golf story.
Well, I haven't golfed since either, by the way. That's 8 years ago.
It was that traumatic,
8 years ago. Never golfed since.
I don't blame you. It'll do. That game does that to you.
The funniest golf story I was involved with, I went with my great friend Bob Sharman, and I hope he doesn't kill me that I'm telling hundreds of people this, but I'll finish it here after this next play. Twins left and a receiver to the right. Out of the shotgun, Harris again. Holland drops back, looking, still goes to the left and just overthrew his intended receiver, Martell Kelly. So now it'll be 2nd and 3rd and 7 coming up now for the Governors. So Bobby gets lined up on the tee, and he's ready to go, and he was part of a golf league and everything. And I love that guy so much. He towed it, and it went directly 90 degrees to the right, went up a tree, came down right at the tee, and he grabbed it and then acted like nothing had happened. It was
put it in his hip pocket.
Oh my God! It was the funniest thing I've ever seen in golf. All right, 3rd and 7. Here's Harris to throw the ball to the right side. Eagles got it covered, and even though it ended up with a couple of yards on the play for Rosario, it's still going to be well shy of a first down.
I think I may have left the funniest part out of the story was when the club flew out of my hands. All you heard was...
It's like a helicopter, right? Beautiful.
You swung so hard.
Because I was trying to, do it right. I was trying to impress Tony. I'd met him just a few weeks prior.
Sure. There was so much effort into that swing. It was
being around Tony. He intimidates you like that. I'll tell you.
Punting it away. The Governors, and it's going to be maybe about another 15-yard punt. The wind kind of knocked it down a little bit, what little there is, and everything else just wasn't pretty about that one. And so, 15 yards.
It's funny you guys tell those golf stories. We've all been there, at one time or another. Whether you're just starting to play the game, you have those
it's a tough sport.
Nightmare stories.
You do. That's why there's a thing called beer.
Yes. Well, in my elder years, I'm now like a scramble player because I got so frustrated with my short game.
Yeah.
I couldn't spend enough time at the game, so I just said, "Oh yeah, scramble, I'll do that."
Sure.
1st and 10 for the Eagles, and they got great field advantage here at the 35. It's a give to Freeman, and he's going to get to the 34. So the Governors kind of shut the door quick on that particular play. 2nd and 9 coming up for the Eagles. Now they're going to give him no gain. Okay, so nothing on that. 2nd and 10. And the ball stays at the 35-yard line of Hammond Morton. The Eagles will break the huddle. They'll send Stockton to the right side. On the inside, you got Snedeker, and Gerber is on an island to the left. Two-back gun look here from Colgan. And he drops back one step. Now he scrambles to the right. Still looking. Throws off balance. Great catch. And Freeman got pelted by Demarion Campbell. And I don't know if it was a head-to-head shot there or not.
I thought it was a shoulder.
Freeman, by the way, coming off a concussion.
That was a huge hit.
And the trainer is out there right now. And Andy Dorrell
might be
directing his kids over here. And
I've seen some hard hits this season, guys. That one is probably the hardest hit I have seen this season.
Yeah, I mean,
I really didn't think
Campbell.
I thought it was shoulder.
I didn't think it was helmet to helmet either. I thought it was a clean hit. That's from my vantage point, of course. But it was a hard hit.
They're calling for the AEMT here.
Oh gosh, you hate to see this.
He just came off the injury or the concussion protocol. Passed the test and everything on Wednesday, and I was here at practice, and so hopefully Vinny's going to be okay.
He caught it on a slant route, I think.
It kind of looked like it, but I mean, it was just, quite frankly, just perfect timing on the hit by Demarion Campbell, the senior of Hammond Morton. But it looked like it was a little bit more in the upper.
Is that Hammond Morton's head coach out there as well?
Yeah, Hammond Morton's head coach is there too.
Boy, he's even scared in here.
Yeah. All right, well, we got an injury timeout here, and the good news is Vinny's moving, and hopefully he'll be okay after it's all said and done. they're moving the ambulance closer to the location, and now they're going to come out and check the situation. So we'll see what happens here, and we'll take a minute break and injury timeout. And the injury timeout is brought to you by good friends at Hoosier Food Services. Hoosier Food Services, big or small, let Hoosier Food Services cater your next event. Proud to serve our troops all over America. Back after this 1-minute break.
Tip from Oliver. You look great.
They can't drive it on the field.
Game, whether it be varsity football, basketball, or tennis.
He could have like a punctured lung or something, you know?
The pre-owned vehicle that you've been
it could be serious.
For. We've got cream puffs, pampered and polished.
His whole rib cage, you know?
Executive vehicles driven by the boss of the firm.
I think it's a head thing. They're just
you'll get a cash offer and we'll buy your used car outright.
Did they call Marcus?
For a great pre-owned vehicle
Who's
at a
Marcus?
great price. Now's the time
Head coach of Notre Dame. That's his son.
First Federal Savings Bank offers
Don't
a
say
wide
nothing
variety
when
of
you're
products and services for their customers. Such
You know
as
everybody
Simply
knows.
Why are we
Free,
not?
Simply Free Business.
They didn't want to.
I said it on the air.
Yeah, I know.
Financial services.
So they actually listen.
But I mean, it's Freeman from
Stop
South
by
Bend.
either of
He's
our
a
Marshall
freshman.
County
I'm
branch
like,
locations in Bremen or
like,
Plymouth.
good luck
Is he here?
keeping that
All
right, here we go.
Just the best.
Don't
First
miss-
Federal Savings Bank, FDIC
Get it on
insured
here.
and equal housing lender. NMLS 399927. Products offered through
I need to
LPL
pay.
Financial and First Federal Insurance Services are not bank products, are not FDIC insured, and may lose value.
Well, they are bringing the stretcher out for Vinnie Freeman, who got hit hard right near the 35-yard line on a pass attempt. And it was Demarion Campbell who was right there that popped him. And so I hope this is more of a precautionary scenario than anything else. But that was a very hard hit. And again, the little side, the side story to that is that Vinny's just coming off a concussion protocol. And so hopefully they're going to be able to get him up on that stretcher and do all the tests that it takes to make sure he's going to be okay. Andy Dorrell.
And he was moving his right arm. But again,
yes, he was moving.
Like you said, anytime you're dealing with any kind of head or neck situation, concussion situation, they're going to be extra careful, as they should. And
yeah.
Well,
it's a precautionary thing, and we hope he's okay. It was good to see him, move his right arm, and
so they're still out down there, and they're looking at him and asking him all kinds of questions and doing the protocol stuff they're supposed to be doing right now, and
you just don't move them quickly, and you have to stabilize them. And
boy, this is the second time in our broadcasting season we've had players just go down and after a hit.
And this puts it in perspective. I mean, it's a violent game. No way to sugarcoat that. It's just, and you see it, whether you see it on Friday night, Saturday afternoons, college football. The NFL has had some scary moments this season where players got up from a hit and staggered, and it just makes you go, wow, whoa.
Yeah, I've even noticed they had to take the face mask off of the helmet.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting how they had to take that apart
Which I think they'll do that when they're taping his helmet to like the backboard.
I see.
What they immobilize him.
Yeah,
on.
they don't want it. They don't want him. Don't want
Move
you
that
moving,
neck
and that's the key. Again, Vinnie Freeman. He is a 5'9", 185-pound freshman out of South Bend, Indiana. Just a true talented athlete. And just a great kid. My God. I don't even know how many times.
One of the Hammond teammates right after the hit was helping another Culver player up. By no means was it a cheap shot.
That wasn't in at all. Campbell was right there.
Football player, I really do.
Yeah, Campbell was just at the right place and the right time, and
but it was
just laid a hard
shot. Yeah.
Well, I think it was a report I saw just a few days ago where, you don't have to have head-on-head contact to get a concussion. You can get hit so violently that the head gets shook so bad, you can get a concussion without head-on-head
It's almost
collision.
like an automobile accident, where you're whiplash.
Yes.
I saw that again in the NFL this past weekend. A player got hit in the upper body, like almost upper rib cage. And again, remember, your spine is, you're jolting that spine, and he was the same thing. He got up and staggered.
Are you talking about Hines?
Yeah.
From
exactly.
the Colts? Yeah. Boy, what a crazy game. That's like, if you're a defensive guy, you loved that game. It was like 7 field goals, not 1 touchdown.
It's just, I often tell people, even at the high school level, especially, the pro college, these guys are so much faster, stronger.
Today's athlete is.
They just are. With all the training, and when you're, it's like physics, force against force. It's just a real violent sport.
Yeah, I mean, no matter.
I still would like to see fighting back in the NHL, though.
Yes.
They took that away? Did they really?
No, I mean, no, I'm joking.
I are hockey buffs.
Let's try, a little levity, but I mean, it's just a scenario where, in this particular case, right now you're praying for the young man and you're hoping everything's going to be okay. And they're right now getting in position probably to lift him up, and because he is secured. Believe me when I tell you, with having several of my friends being EMTs and my daughter getting into the field, and they tell me all kinds of things. God bless them, that's for sure, man. I mean, they definitely make sure.
What would we do without them?
The person who is in that scenario, they are secure when they go on that stretcher.
And the Morton coach is right there too with Andy Doyle.
Class move
right there.
Yep, class move.
The huddle around Freeman.
Well, everybody's on a knee, and even the governors across the way, they're all on a knee too, and out of respect. And that's just, again, a good class move by a really good program, and so well-coached program. So we are in the middle of an injury timeout. If in case you're just joining us, we got 1:22 left to go here in the third quarter, and it's all Culver Academy Eagles, 31-0. And Jason, we're going to spend another minute timeout, and we'll see if we get any further with this, and we'll come back after that minute timeout. You're listening to the Game of the Week presented by our good friends at A&M Home Services. Back after this timeout.
One size fits all isn't a fit at all. Ask Paladin Legacy Advisory.
So they called you
advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial
and
Services
said,
LLC.
"Please do not say that."
Exclusive, confident retirement approach.
Essentially,
Academy.
Flexible, step-by-step
talk to me.
I see.
Because it's supposed to be
feel confident about the future.
Confidential. He doesn't want him getting harassed.
Today.
Right. I understand that.
And a one-on-one relationship.
But like you said, that's going to be hard.
Legacy Advisory Group will help you live life and saving for tomorrow in a way that's right for you. It's what financial balance is all about. So call Paladin Legacy Advisory Group today at 574-936-2571. Office is located at 919 East Bride Street, Rochester, 401 East Jefferson Street, Plymouth, 511 East Colfax Street, South Bend, Indiana. The confident retirement approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
31-0 is your score. They're still working on Vinny and taking all the necessary precautions they can to get him in on that stretcher and back to the ambulance as far as they can. And thank God for turf, because now you don't have to worry about any bumpiness or anything like that. And of course, that's what the Academy's got here is their field, and the ambulance is parked across the way. So the mom making her way out onto the field to make sure to get an update, to make sure everything's going to be okay with her son, which we want to make sure that's the case. And so
I got a question for both of you guys. The history of you guys have done so many games at this point, and you've seen a lot of football. When an injury like this happens, what is the first thing you would tell your team out of this long, drawn-out period where there's just where you're just sitting still, essentially? What if you're Hammond Morton? What are you telling your guys on the sidelines right now as you see their coaches are preparing? What do you do coming out of this right now?
Doug,
that's a great question.
Well, I'll tell you what I do. First of all, you need to respect the moment.
Yep.
And that's number one. And the next thing you got to say is, listen, we got to keep doing what we're doing. That was one play.
Not to be insensitive.
We're not
turn the page.
But you got to. And this is no matter what. He's a high school player, and he's technically a brethren. And so respect the moment. And now, just like now, Andy Doyle is going to talk with his kids as he's going to rally them up. And he hey, this happened. Okay, we need to get back and stay focused. and then we'll take care and we'll just keep Vinny in your thoughts, the way you play, how you play, and we'll find more when the game's over with. But as for right now, we got to get back to football. We got to keep playing the way we're doing. You guys are doing a great job. You know, it's about a motivational thing than anything else.
And you just saw Andy Dorrell tell his team there. He said, "This is for all of us."
And so they're going to take a knee and do a team prayer here. And that is absolutely wonderful. And this is why I so respect head coach Andy Dorrell. He's a man of faith. He's not afraid to practice it. And he believes, and you should believe in something, you know, even if you're not a religious person. And it's so respected. I mean, this campus has so many different cultures that got to work together. And quite frankly, as far as I'm concerned, if the world would just pay attention to some of these, I know they call them boarding schools. I just call them an academy because that's what they are. If people would just pay attention to how they treat each other on this campus, we would be in such a much better place with so many things like character and respect. I mean, I can't walk in the football locker room without getting, "How you doing, sir? Good to see you, sir."
And that's what they demand here.
How you doing, nigga Broughton? Doing fine, sir. Thank you for asking. I mean, you just sit back and go, "My God, that still exists."
Right.
You know, and that is the culture here. You know, and for all the guff that sometimes these schools like the academy take, listen, go visit. Go see what the culture's like before you start opening up your mouth.
Spend the day down here.
Exactly. All right, so Vinny's taking over to the ambulance, and now play resumes. McDougall hits his man up the middle. Down. A 35-yard pass by McColgan, who got hit after the release. And what a pass play by McColgan. And the recipient, Rory Sullivan of Cleveland, Ohio.
That's how you respond.
Yeah.
There you go.
That was amazing.
First touchdown pass to Torrey as a touchdown. So congratulations to Rory on that reception. But, man, what a look by McCoglin. And now it is a 37-0 Eagles lead.
Boy, that is what you want to see if you're an Eagles fan. Big-time play for them. As the extra point looks like they're making a false start.
Indeed, a false start on the Eagles, and that will back up Garza 5. Still within his range here.
He's got a good leg.
He sure does. Big hit for the Eagles with 58 seconds remaining, even though they are in command of this one over the Generals, 37-0. So Garcia gets lined up. And here we go with the snap. The placement, the boot, it's up, and it is good. So 58 seconds remain in this third quarter, and the Eagles continue to stockpile the points. Now, I'm sure that's not necessarily where their minds are right now. They're with their fellow brethren in Vinny Freeman, but I will tell you that there's some satisfaction in the fact that the boys are playing the way they should be playing.
Well, I was about to say that was an interesting call there, going for the touchdown right away. You think that was a play call designed maybe just to kind of let the energy be known throughout the team? Hey, we're here and we're supporting Vinny, you think?
Yeah, go for the jugular. But you're exactly right. Take their minds off of what happened and see if you can come out and hit a big play, and they did, and
they used it to their advantage, and that's what we talked about. What are you going to tell your kids coming out of this long pause here? You know, this is longer than any timeout that they could have had to kind of regroup and come back. Hammond there on that play on defense, they didn't need that to happen. That's unfortunate for them, but the Culver Academy Eagles, they're going to continue their day.
It'll be Garza, the boot from the 40-yard line going left to right. The end over end will wind up in the end zone for a third straight time. So good kicking day for Mr. Garza. And the Eagles have found themselves up now 38-0 here with 52 seconds remaining in this third quarter.
Of course, that means the clock will run.
Yep.
With the lead being what it is.
How many plays was that pass off that pass play?
I think it was 2.
3-play, 35-yard drive.
Yeah.
Just 51 seconds on the drive.
That's just being efficient.
Took 6 seconds to score, if that.
Yeah.
So the Eagles now get back on defense. And Hammond Morton still looking for their first points. The running clock begins. It's a handoff to the right side. Getting spun down is Dontel Harris, the 5'9", 167-pound junior. Trying to go over right side. Didn't get much on it. Third quarter is going to come to an end here in beautiful Culver, Indiana. It's a great fall day for football, and right now it's a great day to be an Eagle. They have a 38-0 lead over the Governors on Max 98.3 Sports back after this 30-second timeout. Today's game on Max 98.3 brought to you in part by our good friends at Culver Portside Marina, Northern Indiana's premier full-service marina. Visit culverportsidemarina.com, and by Bourbon Street Pizza. With 5 area locations near you. If you like pizza, you'll love Bourbon Street Pizza. And we always got to say a big shout out to our player of the game sponsor, the Auto Park Group. They have the largest new and pre-owned vehicle selection in the Plymouth area. Financing's available. Check out the Auto Park Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. Come see the value with Auto Park. We're ready to begin the fourth and final quarter of this one, and the Eagles in control, 38-0. And the Generals are on offense and will have a 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line to kickstart this fourth. They'll have a receiver to the right, and now a man in motion. It's going to be a counter handoff to Harris and Duntel, who came in with 66 carries on 411 yards, averaging 6 a carry with just a couple of touchdowns in his back pocket this year. And he gets the carry here for a couple of yards. Actually a good handful of yards. So now it's 3rd and 4 coming up.
I've just been told the fantastic first-class buffet up here is shutting down in 5 minutes. So if you want me to go grab us some food, let me know, man. Let's go get some food.
I didn't even know it was available.
You want something, man?
No, we'll be good. So
we'll just starve.
We'll just. Do I look like I'm starving? 1st and 10, and dropping back to throw. Harris, he's in trouble, and he's still running for his life. Still stays on his feet until finally he's going to get brought down by Eagle number 20, Glenn Houghton, the 5'7", 170-pound senior out of Charlotte, North Carolina. So they are now taking Vinnie Freeman out of the field and are probably going to take him to the nearest hospital for evaluation. And our thoughts and prayers to that young man.
Yeah,
he's a good one. He's a good one.
Well, we noticed that a few weeks ago against North Judson. He played fantastic, very fast with the ball. You just hate to see it.
A shank punt on a 4th down here is going to go all the way to midfield and ends up rolling inside the 45, 40, 39 and a half, 38 and a half. So that's where the ball will be spotted. Well, they're going to stay right at the 39. Thank you, official.
It's a worse starting field position for Culver today.
That's just the kind of day it's been, and it's been all Culver. They have earned the score that's on the board right now. We're 2 minutes into this fourth quarter. Eagles are going right to left here to start this fourth.
How about McColgan? 12 of 14, 140 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Coming in for your first play in about a few 2-3 weeks. McColgan out of the shotgun is going to throw the ball. Now he's going to fake it and run. Takes the right side, 45-50, first down, 45-40 before he runs himself out of bounds just at the 40-yard line of Hammond Morton. So a good recognition there by the sophomore quarterback. And Mikey got himself a first down for his Eagles.
21-yard pickup there.
Well, look at that. They were kind enough to bring us some snacks.
A little grilled cheese action.
There you go. Atta boy. So the Eagles on a 1st and 10.
I'm not shy.
From the 40-yard line. Twins to the left and a receiver to the right. It'll be a 2-back shotgun look, and the handoff goes to the near side, Sullivan. He'll carry it all the way down to the 35-yard line. So that's a gain of 10 yards, and that gets him now to a 2nd and maybe 4. So now you're looking at a 2nd down and about 4 coming up. The Eagles will line it up with twins to the right and a receiver to the left. Two-back gun look once again with 8:20 in counting left in the game. It's a running clock with this 38-0 Eagles advantage. The snap and the give. Edgar Bratton's going to try to run it to the right. Slipped on the turf, and down he goes at the 35. So a short loss on the play will now bring it to 3rd and about 5 coming up. Dougie, what time our Boilers play? Was it the noon game today?
Yeah.
Was it?
I don't want to hear the score either. Let's not.
Okay.
I'm going to the Iowa game.
Are you? We might see you there.
Dad's Day is next week.
Oh, you're going?
I'll be there front and center.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Daughter's a senior, and can't believe it.
I'm actually going to my first Notre Dame game next Saturday.
I don't care. 2x2. We're Boilermakers, buddy. We're Boilermakers in this booth. There's a flag thrown on a legal motion coming up here against the Eagles.
Well, I get that. My family.
I'm just joking with you.
No, I know. My whole family went to Purdue, so I'm black and gold throughout. Even though I went to Vincennes for broadcasting, my dad still scratches his head on that. but yeah, I'm a huge Boilermaker fan. But I keep getting told, since I moved up in this area, you got to go to a Notre Dame football game.
You do.
You got to go to a Notre Dame football game. So I bit the bullet.
I'm going to be honest with you. You know, the whole 4 horsemen thing, they say if you go out on the field and grass, it gives you a unique feeling. It's true.
Really?
It really is.
You know, Wrigley had that effect on me.
Twins to the right, a receiver to the left, and another motion penalty here. Or was a timeout called? Nope. This is another penalty.
So when I was back here in 14, Doug, Tony kept saying, you got to go to a Cubs game. You got to go to a Cubs game. So I got tickets to my first Cubs game and went to Wrigley Field. And I'm not kidding. When you walk up those steps and you just see the field, there is some kind of
magic in it.
It's weird. And I'm not a huge baseball guy either. Like, I don't follow baseball like that.
Twins to the right, a receiver to the left. It's 38-0 Eagles. On this offensive opportunity, the man in motion, Snedeker, he'll get the handoff. He'll try to run it. Edgar Bratton trying to throw that block, and it was just a tough block to handle. And not much there on that particular play, maybe even a loss of a yard. So Edgar Bratton just didn't have the blocking he needed, or Snedeker didn't have the blocking he needed on that particular play to make it successful. So it's 4th down for the Eagles, and a rare punt scenario if they decide to do so, in which they will. Nobody back for Hammond Morton. I wonder if they realize this is a punt. I'm just
surely
surprised. Because this can easily, Stockton's going to be the one, I believe, punting it away. He can plant this at the
well, yeah, maybe that's
between
what
the 10
they're
and
saying.
15.
Maybe they're saying we don't think you can.
Well, that's a bouncer off the snap, and Stockton lets it go. Anybody. But he got too much of it. But then it takes an Eagles bounce, gets to the 2, and getting down there to save it at the 1 was Van Petersman.
He touched the goal.
Yeah.
So
he did. So it's a touchback after all.
Well, and you can see on the sideline the head coach was looking at the players like, where's our guy deep to return?
Yeah. That was odd. That was very odd. Van Peterson was thinking, are you serious? I ran that hard for that long, and you're making it,
a great
because
effort.
my toe is on the goal line. Are you serious?
I thought he had it.
I mean, that's what I'd be saying.
Yeah, I thought he had it.
That was a great effort, though, nonetheless. Down to 4:45 and counting. 38-0. Eagles are now on defense. So it'll be Holland Harris. The quarterback now in a single back shotgun look. There's the snap. He's wanting to throw. Looks left, goes left. This pass is completed at the 25, 30, and breaking it and making it even more positive yard. This is Adonis Roberts. Got all the way up the left sideline to the 50-yard line. So that was a nice play by Roberts. A lot of yak yardage after the catch. So it will be 1st and 10 from the Hammond Morton 49-yard line as we approach 4 minutes left to go. Single back shotgun look again for Holland Harris, the QB. Here's the snap. He drops back, looks to the left, still looking left, now throws over the middle. This is a 50-50 ball unless it goes in and out of the hands of his receiver.
Man.
And that was Devere McNair, who had nothing but turf ahead of him. And all he's got to do is catch it. It was placed perfectly, but dropped.
That was 6 right there.
That was 6. That now goes by the door side. And so now it will be a 2nd and 10 coming up for the Governors.
I've had several of these games this season on our end where there is a running clock, and we keep expressing on the broadcast, if you're the team that's down, you've got to at least try till the very end to get something on the board just for some respect.
Sure. Out of the shotgun, quick snap, throw to the right. This time it's caught by McNair, but he is swallowed up by 2 jerseys that wear maroon and white, most notably Trey Schumacher, the Beaver Dam, Wisconsin native, a 5'11", 170-pound sophomore. He's going to be a good one the next couple of years for Coach Doro. He's got great speed, pursuit speed especially, as you saw right there. So it's a 3rd and 9 coming up for the Governors. And the ball spotted right at the 50-yard line. It has turned out to be one gorgeous day.
It is
today.
Perfect. Just chilly.
Just a little bit.
But it's perfect.
So here we go. This is 3rd and 9. It's a quick out pass by Harris. The far side almost picked off. What a great read by Preston Jensen, the 5'9", 150-pound sophomore from Plymouth, Indiana.
He jumped that route.
He sure did. Great read.
Almost was rewarded with a pick 6.
Yes, sir. So now it's a 4th and 9, and the Governors will go for it here, being down 38-0, and we're down to under 2 minutes to go in the game. Receiver at the top, and now trips to the right for Harris. And the snap. Harris drops back 1 step. Throws. Nope, he's going to run for his life, and he's going to get some room. Get to the 45, to the Eagles 40, down the right sideline, 35. Pushed out of bounds before the 30. You notice even Mikey, McColgan, there haven't been 2 steps or 3 steps back drops. It's been 1 step drop or kind of a big drop, and then get rid of the ball.
He wants to get rid of it quick. Out into the flat. If he can make that happen, let his playmakers make something happen up the sideline. That's what they like to do.
Well, normally you see 2 or 3 step drops. That's kind of what my point is.
Right.
Harris doesn't do that either. He takes 1 step back and then reads what he's got to do, or if it's a pass play, he goes or locks in on his guy. Like he's doing here.
Yep,
pass play down the left sideline. He's looking for his man. Caught inside the 10-yard line near the 4-yard line. Good grab by Spence. And so a fine play there gets the Governors inside the red zone. They find themselves with a 1st and goal right at the 4-yard line. Here's the give, and Harris gets the call, and into the end zone is Dentel Harris.
Well, they got one.
So
they needed that.
Yes, they did. Even though the bus drive back to Hammond will be a little long, it'll be less long. And that will be the final play of the game, except either a 2-point conversion or an extra point coming up. And no, there won't be. The time is going to expire on this, and that's how this game is going to finish. 38-6. The Academy Eagles snap their 6-game losing streak in fine fashion. When we come back, it's going to be our post-game show, as we'll talk about this one and get to our play and players of the game on this gorgeous Saturday here in Culver. Back with more after this.
When it comes to financial planning, one size fits all.
How long was that pass play?
Ask
29 yards.
20?
Group, a private wealth
29.
advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC, about the exclusive confident retirement approach.
How many plays?
It's a personalized, flexible, step-by-step approach toward financial balance, so you can feel confident about the future, as well as your wants and needs of today. With the confident retirement approach and a one-on-one relationship with an advisor, Paladin Legacy Advisory Group will help you live life and saving for tomorrow in a way that's right for you.
Who's this?
It's what financial balance is all about. So call Call Paladin Legacy Advisory Group today at 574-936-2571. Office is located at 919 East 9th Street, Rochester, 401 East Jefferson Street, Plymouth, and 511 East Colfax Street, South Bend, Indiana. The Confident Retirement Approach is not a guarantee of future financial results. Investment advisory products and services are made available through Ameriprise Financial Services, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
Nice house, but you may want to think about.
I know.
I wish I knew how to make my bread crust like this.
Let them soak in butter.
Well, I'm going to do gutters and
you put them on the pan, put a pat of butter in it, and just let it
for me.
sit in there and soak in like all the fats.
Check in a new siding.
Get real exciting with it,
A&M Home Services gave me the best quote. So we...
Oh, dang, more rain.
Yeah, your roof.
No, the basement. Every time
I got Jets in next week, so let's talk about
A&M Home
how they're going to
Services
respond.
Take care of that for
a little bit.
I need to get some estimates.
So they playing?
Give me a little Pioneer.
Now, then just hold on.
They lost last night
to A&M Home
the Cavs.
Services.
Did you talk to Mike?
He's right. A&M has you covered from roof to basement.
First time they beat them.
I know, history.
Service that they stand
Cool.
behind. With 35 local crews, there's probably one in the
Shane
neighborhood
Schumann.
right now. The website is callam.now.
He's going to go
He's
to
a hoss.
We got
Lavelle and Culver next year.
A&M
We got Culver and Lavelle next week.
A&M Home Services. They have me covered.
You do.
Who doesn't like pizza, right? But have you tried the pizza at Bourbon Street Pizza lately? More fresh ingredients and a new pizza sauce recipe. It's like a slice of heaven each and every time you take a bite.
So what's
and now there's 16 new style of pizzas for you to choose from on the menu. And let's not forget the mouth-watering wings or their 5 different pasta dishes to choose from. Bourbon Street Pizza with area locations in Plymouth, Culver, Argus, Walkerton, Napanee, and in Bourbon. If you're looking for a quick and delicious dinner for the entire family to enjoy, look no further than a Bourbon Street Pizza location near you.
Welcome to the Bourbon Street Pizza post-game show. Bourbon Street Pizza. If you like pizza, you'll love Bourbon Street Pizza. 38-6, the final score. The Eagles get the win. They got out of the gate early, and from that point on, everything was working. And it was a great day indeed to be an Eagle. Coach Dante, congratulations on a fantastic win.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate that.
I'll tell you the one thing that I just kind of marveled at here, and let me turn on the mic. I should have gave you a mic that actually worked. Sorry about that, bud.
All right, no
let me see that. There we go. Okay, now we're good. Just everything was working well for you guys today.
Yeah, it was one of those days. Beautiful weather, beautiful place to play football, and really enjoyed watching our kids perform. It's been frustrating the last few games, but the resilience of these young men, the way that they work during practice, good to see them get a little bit of reward for that. So,
yeah, talk about the quarterback play. McColgan was terrific.
How about it? You give him a little bit of time, this kid's deadly with his arm. He sees the routes. He can put that ball in a pretty tight area, as you guys saw. That one to Gerber was a really nice throw. Really
I'm just glad I saw him run. I mean, and honestly, because this kid's a pocket passer or a play-action kind of quarterback. But if he's got a tuck and run, that's been something that it's been tough to get him to do on a consistent basis. I'm glad he decided he realized he's got speed that he can utilize.
Absolutely. I think anybody out there that's coached a sophomore quarterback is going to sympathize with us. That indecision, but we're starting to see a little bit more confidence.
Exactly.
And making that decision to get downfield when that grass is in front of him.
Any update you can give us on Freeman?
Yeah, Vinny, the only thing that I know that they've sent back up into the box for me is that he was in and out, but his extremities were moving and things look positive. I really appreciate our training staff at this place. Dan Cal's been here forever, and I'm confident that he's going to be all right.
You feel so sorry for the kid. He's coming off a concussion.
Absolutely, I know. And that's like you said about Michael at half. Vinny's a gamer.
Yeah.
And that kid's got a heart of gold, and he's a special young man. I can't wait to watch him over the next few years.
This is a big win for you guys. I feel it is because you guys needed some confidence. And, yeah, you beat a winless team, but it wasn't about them. It was about you guys executing what you needed to get better at. So what grade would you give them?
I'm going to give us a B+ right now. I tell you, they're a winless team, but I've got a lot of respect for Hammond. They did a great job coming in here. When I look at some of those passes Michael made, this wasn't a coverage breakdown. This was putting the ball where it had to be. And I give us a B+ because I've seen these kids. I've seen what they can do in certain series, and I've got belief we got room for growth.
Oh, without any question on that one.
And then Eggy gave you some good yards on the ground, found the end zone twice. Just talk about how hard he ran today.
Yeah, Eggy's a grinder. I tell you what, he's a nut job. He's my linebacker. I hate to see him out there running the ball. It takes away from him a little bit of defense. Listen, he's one of this gets used all the time, but he's a throwback player. That kid's just lunch pail kind of kid. He's going to put his nose down, and when you need a yard, he's going to get it.
I'll tell you another one I want to talk about, too. He scored a touchdown today, and that's Snedeker. This young man, he's just Mr. Consistent, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He just does everything you ask for. Two, he's so good at it.
I tell you what, there's a cliche out there that they always say, coaches, I let this guy date my daughter. I'll tell you what, I let Roman date my daughter. Not only does he perform on a consistent level, but that character is the same way. The same way in character. I mean, he is an all-around athlete.
Great family.
Great family. Local. Good family.
So go ahead.
No, a few weeks ago when I was at your North Judson game, one thing that stood out to me was you guys stuck with McColgan throughout the whole game. I've noticed now, fast forward to this week, you kind of go back and forth with Egg Broughton and McColgan. Tell us what has transpired here. Is that just seeing what the defense is giving you and using what you have to your advantage, or what's the thinking behind that?
I think that we discovered a weapon in our repertoire we didn't know with Eggy back there. I think it's a package deal moving forward. I think Michael's our quarterback, and that's Coach Dorrell's decision. Obviously, I don't want to speak out of turn here, but we didn't know if Michael was going to be returning to play this week, and we wanted to play it safe. And like Tony said at half, you got to be responsible. You don't know what's going to happen on that field when you put him out there, and we wanted to have that backup plan. Hope for the best, plan for the worst.
Yeah, well, one thing that has always stood out to me is how quick he is, and as a sophomore too. Boy, future's bright here in Culver, that's for sure.
I like to think so, boys. And I tell you what, this new dedication of the stadium down here makes it a fun place to play ball, doesn't it?
We don't want to leave. No. Doug and I don't want to leave. I mean, God, we had a buffet here, and what's next, Coach?
I know out there you guys can't see, but Tony's living the large life in here right now. And well deserved, man. Well deserved.
Well, and I tell you, and I got to say kudos to you guys, and I know you'll pass this along to Andy, but I won't talk to him until next Saturday. But you guys have every reason to not put 100% effort in taking care of us here, the media, because you guys just don't get a lot of press. You just don't. I want to thank you personally because it's been a great year, another year working with you guys. You and the coaches, I love dearly. I consider you my good friends, and you treat me as well as anybody can. And that's why I can sit here and tell my folks that, when the Vinny Freeman goes down, this is why this young man's so crucial to a club. When Eggy Broughton is going to be running that edge or making that interception, or when Mikey's throwing off balance, and why is it? It's because of you guys as a coaching staff and athletic department. I just love coming down here, and I thank you guys for letting me be part of the Eagle family, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everybody across this region would agree with me. You guys are the gem, man. I don't need any other media than you guys come down, because when you guys come to practice, it makes it a little special. And I think the name The Boss came from somewhere. So I really love you guys. So thanks a lot for coming this week.
Coach D, always a pleasure. Love everybody. Keep up the great work.
You guys take care of yourself now.
Let's get that final week win, all right?
Got it.
All right. Final score, 38-6. When we come back, it'll be our play of the game, and we'll do so after this timeout.
Absolute Plumbing, Heating, Cooling has become one of the leading service companies in northern Indiana.
That Coca-Cola commercial you do?
St. Joe, Fulton, LaPorte, Elkhart, and Kosciuszko counties since 2014. They specialize in residential commercial plumbing.
Where the music gets loud halfway through. I love it. I thought you did such a good job on that one.
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know
so good.
I didn't know what to do.
I thought it was a good one.
Has made absolute heating and cooling.
Drink, smile, enjoy. I thought you did a really good job with it. Every time I hear it, I'm like, that's a good commercial. Because
when you do a commercial that you think sucks, everybody's like, talk about it.
That's a good one, yeah.
Danielson Funeral Home has been.
No, every time that one comes on in my broadcast, I'm like, I like this Coke commercial because it's got that hip hop music behind it, you know.
I was like that all the time when I would write a story. I would think, that story's not good, and then people come up to you. That's a great article. Like, what? Are you reading the same thing I am? Really?
I was like half awake and gave half effort and care less.
Yeah, hey, we got a lot of positive responses. I mean, a shitload from last night.
Good. Good. Well, we'll see what they do next Friday. Kankakee Valley Broadcasting is everywhere.
Yep,
it is. Beyond expectation.
Welcome to the post-game show presented by good friends at Bourbon Street Pizza with 5 area locations near you. If you like pizza, you'll love Bourbon Street Pizza, and we love Bourbon Street Pizza. You can just tell by looking at us.
I haven't tried it yet.
Oh, shut the front door.
No, I haven't yet. Bourbon Street Pizza is the one place in Plymouth I have yet to go. You know, I live in
there's
Plymouth.
A Bourbon Street here, and there's a Bourbon Street in Argus.
Okay.
Man,
I need to try
everywhere. It's everywhere. Bourbon Street Pizza's everywhere, baby. Let me tell you.
Tell them Tony sent me.
That's right. Tell the boss
sent you. That's right.
You're good. Play of the game. Brought to you by good friends at Johnson Danielson Funeral Home. Love these guys. Terry and Jim, we do appreciate you. It's service beyond expectation. They've been with the Max family for, now 7 years? And so we appreciate them very much, and we adore them every time we get a chance to talk with them. And they're sponsoring our Play of the Game. Where, guys, where you want to give our Play of the Game at, Doug?
Yeah, I think we're going to go in the third quarter. You might remember McColgan was rolling out to his left. Thought he was going to keep it. And if he did, he wasn't going to get in the end zone. But he found Egebrotten, who was wide open, and he sort of shot-putted it to him a la Patrick Mahomes-esque, if you will, for a 2-yard score. It was just interesting how he sort of ad-libbed on that play and created something out of nothing, gave Culver a 31-0 lead. So that's going to be our play of the game today.
Brought to you by good friends at Johnson Danielson Funeral Home, where it's service beyond expectation. When we come back, our thoughts on our players of the game presented by the Auto Park Group after this timeout.
Buick GMC in Plymouth, we have one of the largest vehicle selections in northern Indiana. We know that you can visit.
Are you recording this here?
Yeah.
Can I get the file of that? Can you drop it in my staff drive?
I don't know if I can do that.
Our auto finance center also works to ensure
either way, I'll put it. Maybe I'll put it on my thumb drive.
Okay, I definitely want a copy of our recording, not the station's recording.
No,
this sounds better.
The new Hummer EV. Stop by our showroom today, or go to Auto Park Chevrolet.
I just keep for the archives
and see more, or even buy that special car you're looking for. The Auto Park Chevrolet Buick GMC in Plymouth. Come see.
They needed this win.
Time now for our players of the game, brought to you by our wonderful friends at the Auto Park. They have the largest new and pre-owned vehicle selection in the Plymouth area. Financing available. Check it out at Auto Park Ford, Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC. The Auto Park. Come see the value. All right, it's Player of the Game honors, and the time for that presented by the Auto Park. And we want to go with Hammond Morton.
Yeah, I think the junior running back, Dontel Harris, he led him in rushing. I know there wasn't a whole lot to hang your hat on offensively for the visitors, but Harris did have over 50 yards rushing and was a key component to that, the only scoring drive Hammond Morton had. So congratulations to Dontel Harris. He'll be our Hammond Morton player of the game.
And let's talk about another player of the game that deserves the honor. He's kind of standing in our room right now, and he really had himself an outstanding game. Mr. Rory Sullivan. Let's get him mic'd up here in just a little second. But, Doug, who else do you got for player of the game honor?
Well, I thought, quarterback, the sophomore quarterback, Michael McColgan, was sensational. Threw the ball 14 times, completing 12 for I had him 140 yards, 2 touchdowns. And then he ran for around 50 yards as well. So, like you heard Coach say, that gives the Eagles a nice dual threat there at quarterback, interchanging McColgan and Egebrotten. So we're going to go with McColgan as the Culver player of the game.
This guy right here deserves some recognition, and that's why he's up here in the booth even as we speak. Rory Sullivan joining us here, and Rory, Cleveland, Ohio native, man.
Yes, sir.
How about that? Bring the mic up. You got to get that handsome voice and that strong voice in there. How do you like it here at the Academy?
I love it. I've been here for 3 years, and love everyone I've been playing with. They're like my brothers, so happy to get a win today, especially today.
And let's talk about that. I mean, you guys have ran into a little bit of a skid, a 6-game skid in which nothing was going right. And today, the question was, what didn't go right for you guys? You finally had a day of execution where everything you guys was doing was turning into gold. And how good does that feel after what you guys have been through?
It feels really good. We've been practicing, and the past 6 games, like you said, haven't really gone the best and the way we wanted it to. And today, I think we executed really well. And that's, yeah.
Talk a little bit about this team. What do you like about them?
Oh, we're young, so I think that when we play good games, we really play good games. We execute well when we know our assignment, and we have some guys that we're going to miss next year, but I think we'll play next year next year as well.
I agree. I think you guys are going to be really good next year.
Rory, take us through the big 35-yard touchdown reception. Just the play, what you saw unfold.
The play before, my friend Vinny got hurt, and the coach kind of sat me down. And he said, "Your 24 is going to be on you, so run that skinny post." And that was our plan. We did 4 verticals, and I just ran down the field and caught the ball. Mikey saw me too, and that worked really well. So
yeah, it was a brilliant play. Yeah. It really was. Had to feel good too.
Felt good. Yeah.
Now I look at your stats here, and here you are. That, if I'm not mistaken, that was your first touchdown of the season, right?
First touchdown ever at Culver.
First touchdown ever. How'd that feel?
Felt great to get in the end zone finally.
On Parents' Day too.
Yeah, no
Felt
kidding.
Good.
Did Mom and Dad make it here from Cleveland?
They did, and my sisters made it as well.
Outstanding.
They'll remember that forever.
Yes, sir.
I can tell you that.
True.
For sure.
Well deserved, son. Congratulations
so
on this
much.
win, man. Good luck in the postseason.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Rory Sullivan. He gets our honorable player of the game mention here. And, Coach, real quick, we'll get your thoughts in here before we skedaddle. We had Coach Dante on here as well. And, it's one of those kind of wins, the monkey off the back kind of thing. And I would imagine despite the situation with Freeman, this really has to take a lot of pressure off, and to know the fact that you guys came in and controlled what you can control and execute the way you did.
Yeah, I was really proud of the kids today, and we've played well on offense. So we played well on defense, kicked the ball well, started off with a field goal to get the scoring started, and really like the way that the kids responded through a lot of distractions this week. We're very fortunate to have such a loyal alumni base and our families that sacrifice so much to make Culver what it is today, and to be able to dedicate a stadium today and to get the win the way we did was just really proud of the kids.
Coach, I thought you set the tone early with those long, sustained scoring drives and if you will, took a lot of wind out of Hammond's sail because you were so productive on offense. Every time you touched the ball, you scored there.
Yeah, I was really proud of the fact that Hammond only ran 3 plays in that first quarter, and the way our offense just grounded out, and the mix of McColgan at quarterback and Eggebratton at quarterback really worked to our advantage today, and felt like it took a lot of pressure off both young men because we didn't force anything. We just took what they were giving us, and our kids did a great job of making that happen.
Great defensive effort too for you. I think they only had 1 first down in the first half, and your guys played really sound defense.
Yeah, it all centers around Ricky Garza in the middle linebacker, and really happy for Ricky. His parents were able to be here today and watch him play for the first time this year, and he gave him a good show. Ricky really controlled the middle in there and made it tough on there between the tackles for them to move the ball.
Did you think you found something here with your back and forth with Eggie and Mikey?
Well, they both bring unique talents to the field, and just grateful that we have both of them. The fact that they can do different things, and it just allows us to be a little bit more multiple on offense.
How big was this win for you?
Real big, mainly because we asked these guys to keep believing, keep churning, and trust the process. All that coach lingo, right? Everything that you want your young men to embrace, and our kids have been doing that for us. And to get that win today was really satisfying.
And an update on Vinny?
Yeah, sure. Vinny, everything was moving his toes, moving his fingers, talking a little bit, and I had a little pain in the back of his neck, so that's why we had to take all that precaution. But I know that he's getting great care, and I'm really grateful for our training staff and Dan Cow and Dane Secor, and they did a nice job of helping Vinny be comfortable out there.
And you and I kind of talked about this at practice on Wednesday. This is unfamiliar waters for you this year with all the injuries you have had to endure. At times having 5 or 6 starters literally out of the lineup, and you're dealing with a bunch of young pups trying to catch up to the speed of the game, the caliber of talent that you're facing because of your schedule. This has been a very special season in your own right.
Yeah, it is, but that's what we do. We never want it to. It's never going to be as easy as we want, but it's always more satisfying than we deserve at the end. Yeah. And if we can just continue to build relationships with young men, and ultimately we know that 50 years from now, when they come back to visit Culver, it's not going to remember they won the game. It's going to remember that they were the first team to play in this stadium, and the fact that they had coaches that cared about them, they had teammates that cared about them, and Tony, it's just this is what we desire to have. It's a great day to be an Eagle.
How do you watch the pairing show tomorrow? Do you just watch it like a fan, or are you watching for specific things?
Now, if you're going to have a buffet like we here, just I want to come over. Right?
Well, I'm at this point, all we want is one more week. We just need to have an opportunity to play one more week to help our young kids develop. And whenever we play the playoffs, it's we just want to be 1-0. We don't look ahead. We just got to focus on who we have. That we determine that tomorrow, or HSA determines that tomorrow about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and then we'll strap it up and go.
Well, I told Coach Donnie I appreciate everything you guys do. You literally roll out the red carpet for us when we come here. We love coming here, and this is a beautiful stadium. And anytime we get a chance to broadcast a class football program like yours, my friend, it is well worth our time. So thank you again for what's been a very great day to be an Eagle.
Thank you, Tony. Appreciate you.
There he is, Coach Doral joining us here on our post-game show. When we come back, we will wrap it up here from the Friendly Confines after this.
Yeah, big win, Coach. Good for you. It's good to see you again.
Bill and Flo Bolt Enterprises are proud to own and operate all 4 McDonald's
I'll take care of it.
Better we get our trash, right?
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Family today.
I just wanted to snag a Coke before we left.
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
A lot of people were saying, why are you doing the Saturday game? I mean, you got 2 teams that are struggling a little bit, and why don't you just take a Saturday off? Well, here's why.
Why would we?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the Academy is such a wonderful local addition to not just us here from a business standpoint, but I mean, this place is beautiful, and the lives it touches are beyond any kind of talk we can do here. And so that's why we're here doing a Saturday afternoon game to promote the class that is here. And when I say class, I mean, I'm talking about kids and parents extremely happy you are here to promote what they do. And they would be so respectful in doing it. And so that's why we take our Saturday afternoon to come down here to Culver Academy, and we do football games. We come and do basketball games. And if we get a chance, a baseball game, and definitely hockey. And so this is why I love coming down here. The facilities are gorgeous, obviously, but it goes well beyond that, and it's about the relationships. And that guy who just got done talking, and Andy Doral, is one of the finest coaches you will ever meet, period. And so we get a chance to promote that and his kids, because we know how good they're going to be. We're going to do it. No questions asked. It's just we're going to do it. And so, they pick up their second win. And they did it in a very convincing fashion. 38-6 was the final score. And this was a big win for them. And when it comes right down to it, both coaches here in our postgame mentioned it.
Yeah, I mean, they snapped that 6-game losing streak. Probably felt like an eternity for the Eagles since their only win of the season came on the season opener. But, now you go into the final week of the regular season with some much-needed momentum. And, of course, you'll be fired up when the pairings are announced tomorrow. So it was much needed, a dose of the kind of medicine, positive medicine you needed.
I'm happy for Culver. You know, I got them on our schedule in WKVI for a reason. I wanted to exactly do what you just said. We want to support Culver. You know, they're in our area. Why aren't we going to broadcast their games? We're the only broadcasting company in the area. They deserve just as much recognition as the other schools in our area. But I'm so happy for Culver because the game we saw against North Judson, you could see the team is just a really good team. They just were going up against North Judson that night. So, you know, this team is tested. I told Rory Sullivan out in the hall when he was wanting those pictures I took of him during the interview. I told him, you know, you've had a heck of a season playing all these tough teams. I said, remember this. I said, remember these games because when you come back next year, you're going to take what you've learned and move forward. I said, this team is on the rise here.
It really is. And, you know, they're obviously going to be waiting with anticipation when it comes to the show tomorrow night, sectional show. I think we're broadcasting that. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I can't remember what Lenny said. And either you guys were handling it on our sister station or we were taking it. But either way, it'll be on the radio. So I'm just going to tell you, either listen here to Max 98.3 or our sister station, WKVI 99.3 up the dial. So either way, it's going to get taken care of. But it will be an interesting draw for the Eagles. And it will be a test for them, too. And hopefully they'll get a few more starters back.
Yeah, an interesting draw for all our area teams.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got some teams, we talked about North Judson and LaVille, teams that have the highest aspirations. I mean, sectional's not good enough, regional's not good enough. They want to go all the way to Indianapolis. So, and it starts, you know, with the matchups because you say it all the time in the NCAA tournament. It's all about matchups. Well, same thing in the state high school football playoffs. It's all about matchups. You know, do you get to host your first sectional game? Who do you have to go through? You know, how do we match up with this team? How do we match up with that team? So, you know, and again, everybody's 0-0, as they say. So forget the records. And now we get ready to play for the real deal.
I don't know where else you can find upwards of 20 schools' sports information than right here at Kankakee Valley Broadcasting's WYMR and WKVI. We are so happy to be here for all of you listening. We have had a fantastic weekend. LaVille, North Judson last night, South Central, South Newton. Then this morning for our sports shows back at Culver this morning. We're everywhere. Yep. We're doing it, and we're making it happen, and we're so happy to do it as well.
Now, who do you got next week?
So this KVI? Coming Friday, we're going to see how the Blue Jays respond off that loss to LaVille. They're going to be taking on Pioneer in North Judson. Kickoff is slated for, I believe, 7 Central. 6:30 p.m. is our Coca-Cola pregame show.
Well, young man, welcome to the sports family, and we are so glad that you are here. You were our number one selection, and you are doing a great job. You've had some big shoes to fill over that way with Harold retiring, and you're doing it, man. You're doing it. So we appreciate everything that you're doing, and keep up the great work, bub.
Well, I tell everybody I use the blueprints that you and Harold have provided me. So if anything, I'm just the mouthpiece carrying forward the blueprint that was laid down by Harold Welter, of course, 57 years and your 35 years experience. That gets me upwards of 90-some years experience I'm bringing into the broadcast, so that's worth something, I'd think.
Yeah, that is
I mean,
a lot
if you think
of
about it,
That's a mouthful.
I'm getting information.
But no, you're a great addition. I mean, you have a great spirit, a great voice, and we're I know Tony's thrilled to have you, as our listeners are ecstatic to have you too. And
well, here soon, when we do more of these games, I would love to be down on the sidelines for you guys, and we're going to work on that, and we'll get in the engineering department. And we're never going to stop, and we're never going to settle. We're going to keep going.
Again, to our listeners, I mean, what other station out there statewide can give you six teams, high school teams in what? 12 hours?
Well, I'm doing 8 on my end.
Yeah.
How many are you doing?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, and we just did 6 in less than a 24 hours.
Period.
Yeah.
So, well, you know, we do what we do, and we love what we do. And we hope you folks enjoyed today's broadcast and promoting these high school kids. And we're going to do it again next Friday. So tune in to K99 if you want to listen to the Judson Pioneer game. We're going to follow the LaVille Lancers back down to Culver. And I'm going to tell you something about the LaVille Culver game. You know, that could very easily be a trap game. I don't think the Lancers are going to let that happen because of the way the mentality they got
Cavs are on a run
in.
right now.
But the Cavs right now are playing some really good football, and they're playing physical football. And this is going to be the second straight game the Lancers are going to be involved with that's involving a lot of physicality.
Well, and I don't know if you guys had looked into the Culver Cavs against North Judson early on in the year. I know we don't like to compare week to week like this, but the Cavs against North Judson, they had it all the way up to about the third or fourth quarter. So they held that North Judson offense at bay for most of the game. So you're exactly right. The Cavs have an opportunity to slow the game down, use their running game with Schumann. We'll see what happens, because it's going to be exciting for them. It's interesting that you're going to follow LaVille off their win, and I'm going to follow North Judson. Almost like we planned it.
Yeah, almost. It just worked out the way.
You're right, Tony. I mean, they are high school kids, and you're coming off a big emotional overtime win where you won a conference championship. You don't foresee it with Will's outfit, but you talk about a trap game. That is it. And you're breaking in Zarnecki as a full-time quarterback starter rather than just throwing him out there and, away we go. So that'll be a very interesting game, just like the Judson game will be, how they respond to a big-time defeat.
And then I was inviting our listeners last night. Feel free, jump back and forth, because there's a lot of excitement going on in this area right now.
We're just a few numbers up separate from one another, so we encourage you to do that. It's always a wonderful opportunity to do that. And like I said, we cover an awful lot of teams in our area with the KVB Corporation, and so we're very lucky to have that opportunity to do so. We hope you folks are appreciating it out there.
Remember, basketball's just around the corner.
Oh, man, I'm getting nervous. I'm getting so nervous.
Oh, you got to say it. It's October.
I don't know how I'm going to do it.
Practices are going to start here pretty soon.
I want a full night's sleep, please.
Have you gotten your schedule yet? I haven't got my schedule.
I haven't got my schedule yet.
I know. I'm so nervous.
I'm so wound up trying to make sure we get everything done here with the postseason.
And I realized that leading into football, I was nervous, but now that I've gotten 8-9 weeks into football, I realize, boy, this is a heck of a lot easier than it'll be with basketball.
That's exactly right.
My gosh.
Yeah,
you just have to worry about one game a week when basketball rolls around. Who knows where we're going to be?
Well, we're around 3 to 4 games a week for the entire basketball season, so that's exciting. I mean, it's great. Don't get me wrong. It's just a lot of work. All right, speaking of work, this wasn't work today. This was a whole lot of fun, and we want to thank the entire Culver Academy Athletic Department, Coach Andy Dorrell and his coaching staff for allowing us to come over and watch some practices and get acclimated with the kids. And thanks to the Culver Academy players and to all the families that are here this weekend. Enjoy yourselves with your youngins and give them a hug and love them a bunch. And that's what it's all about when it comes down to the end of it. Final score, 38-6. Culver Academy breaks that 6-game losing streak. Indianapolis Guerin is going to be on deck next Friday night for the Eagles on the road, so good luck to them. And we'll be back at it, as we just mentioned a moment ago. We'll be back here in Culver, but on the other side of the town when the Cavaliers play host to the LaVille Lancers. So, for our special guests, commentator, did a great job as he always does. That's Mitch Columbi and Doug Griffith. I'm Tony Ross. Thank you for tuning in for this Saturday afternoon contest between Hammond Morton and the Culver Academy Eagles. The final score, 38-6. The Culver Military Academy Eagles get the win, and they proved down to 2-6. So until tomorrow, actually Monday morning, when I'll talk to you on Max 98.3's Morning Show, have a great weekend, everybody. So long.
The following has been a presentation of Max Sports. Tonight's game was brought to you by Paladin Legacy Advisory Group, Hoosier Food Services, Marian University's Ancilla College, Oliver Ford, Coca-Cola, A&M Home Services, Bourbon Street Pizza, Johnson Danielson Funeral Home, The Auto Park, First Source Bank, and First Federal Savings Bank. Check out our game schedule at sportstothemax.net or at our Facebook page, sportstothemax.net.
You're on the Max, Bourbon, Max 98.3 FM.